Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Become the Strongest Being in Multiverse Season 2 Part 9. Before we start, please go support John 354 for writing that awesome fanfic. Now let's begin. This is the translated version I made. There will be some wrong he or she calling here because it's translated, so let me clear this. Issei is a male in this story. Chap. 121. The person who had arrived formed a big smile when he saw everyone's surprised faces, where seconds later he burst into laughter. Come on, don't get like that in Zeoticus, you won't come and give me a hug. Still with a shock present, he got up, sat next to her and went to her, giving her a hug. Milika's mom, who is she? The woman, upon hearing a childish voice, searched for its origin until she saw Milika's, where she gave him a smile. Zeoticus. She was the person who founded the house Grimoire, and she is from the first generation of demons, and she is like my grandmother. Her name is Runia's Grimoire. Runia's. A pleasure to all. Then Alana. I had seen it in the paintings, but I didn't think you would be alive yet. Runia's. Well, to see what would happen in the future and maintain this beautiful appearance, I decided to sleep for a while. The last time I woke up was when Zeoticus was a child. But time passes quickly, you are already a man, and you have children and a grandson. Zeoticus. Yes, and I honestly didn't think I'd see her again. Runia saw each member of the family. Runia's. You belong to the Bale clan, don't you? Then Alana. Yes. Runia's. How is Zekrom? Then Alana. I haven't seen him in a while since I don't go to Bale's house very often. Runia's. I understand and well who you are. Graphia. My name is Graphia Lucifuge, it is an honor to meet you. Making a small bow. Aoi. I am Aoi and I am Surzich's wife, and it is also an honor to hear from you. Runia's. What beautiful women. You have good pairing, Surzich. Surzich. Only Aoi is my partner. Runia's. I thought you would have a great harem since I feel a lot of auras in your father. Zeoticus. Hehehehe, not things. Graphia. I'm engaged to someone else. Runia's. What kind of demon is he? Maybe you know from his family. Surzich. Issei is not a demon, he is just a human. Runia's was surprised to hear that. Besides, no one knows that Issei has so many races, only girls and boys. Runia's. Wow, seriously. I'm happy for you. Zeoticus. That's all you'll say. Runia's. You think I'm like Lucifer, that's not the case because you think badly of your predecessor. Going to the table and taking a seat. Runia's. Well, I'll see how things have changed and then I'll go back to my dream. Hehehe. The rest of those present did not say anything and continued with dinner, where they told him everything that happened, where they omitted many things about Issei, since Runia's would not believe it so easy. Meanwhile, Issei had spent a few days where Izami took charge of all of Totsuki, where classes had changed and many clubs had been destroyed by Central. Issei only stayed out of everything that was happening since for once don't bother him or his friends, he won't do anything anyway. Until one of the counselors arrived, being Aizen with some guards. Aizen. This bedroom is not necessary, so it will be closed. Yuki. But this place works on its own, they can't do that. Aizen. That's why only Central Totsuki can rule, so this dormitory will be demolished. The residents, upon hearing that, were scared, where Issei only watched the situation from afar. Yukihira. With a culinary battle that can be revoked, right? Aizen. It is possible, and for that both parties must agree, but they would have to face me, and that would be impossible since they will not beat me. Issei. Kuga is the 8th advisor and you are the 9th, which means that you are weaker than him. Aizen, upon hearing that voice, looked for the origin of it, where he saw Issei on the 2nd floor and quickly recognized him since he had heard what he did on his first day. Aizen. Don't act brave. Issei. I'm just telling it like it is, and don't worry, I won't fight you because, well. Turning around, where just by doing so she continued talking. Issei. You are very weak, you are not a challenge. Going to his room, leaving all the residents in shock at such words and a very upset Aizen, where he decided to retire for the moment. Issei walked through the hallways, where he passed near Arena, where he noticed his concern. Issei. You should trust them. Arena just looked down as Issei continued on his way. The next day everyone was watching TV, where Aizen beat a chef without doing much since all the judges were bought. Everyone saw the chef's defeat at the hands of Aizen, where the North Star could do nothing at the moment. It was night and everyone was eating and remembering the past, where seconds later they started crying, where Yukihira got up and went to her room while Issei got up and caught up with him in the hallway. Issei. Yukihira, I wish you luck. Yukihira. Thank you. Where he entered his room and Issei went to his too. The next day Hisako arrived all upset so they could turn on the TV. Latest news: there will be a culinary battle between Aizen and Yukihira. Everyone who knew Yukihira was surprised by what she was doing. Issei, on the other hand, smiled when he saw his determination and took a seat to watch the battle, whereas he did so he noticed how many people were on their way to the residence, but he put it aside for the moment. Minutes passed and the competition continued, where the students arrived to evict the residents. Megumi. I don't want them to destroy this place, it's where we've made a lot of memories. Fumio. That's how you talk. Where she left the place and returned with some balls and some helmets. Asako. And this is Madam. Fumio. Relics of the golden era, since in the past many people resented us and it was normal for us to be attacked. Issei. This will be fun. Taking the water hose. Ryoko. Don't say that, this is serious. Issei just smiled. Issei. On the Adiki. Where two people opened the door and Issei pointed at them, where due to the pressure of the water the students who were trying to enter flew away. Issei thought. This is fun, and if I put more pressure on it. Putting a little magic where the water pressure was much stronger, causing no one to be able to enter, well, Issei laughed out loud, leaving several with a drop of sweat at his attitude. He was like that for a few minutes, where he opened up and gave the handle to Aoki and Sato, and he went to another place where one of them was trying to enter. Issei. I don't recommend it, friend. The young man only pointed his bat at him, where seconds later he launched himself against Issei, where he stopped the bat with his bat and applied pressure until it was completely destroyed, leaving the boy with his eyes wide open. Issei approached the boy and with his finger gave him a small, very small blow on the forehead, where the boy flew away, crashing into the wall, leaving him unconscious. Issei. I think I overdid it. Taking a seat and watching the culinary battle. Issei. You and your friends will achieve great things, Yukihira, since you lead this path. Minutes passed and Mary arrived, where he shouted in surprise where everyone went and were surprised to see that Yukihira won 3-0, where the residents smiled for the victory. Later Yukihira was returning to where everyone was waiting for him, and when he arrived, everyone gave him a hug except Issei, who raised his hand and Yukihira bumped it into Issei's. After the victory party, Issei was on the terrace where Yukihira arrived as well. Issei. You're not satisfied, right? Yukihira. Not much to gain from something I already had in mind with the help of others. Issei. Don't worry, there will be a second time. Yukihira. Because you didn't challenge him. Issei. I cook for fun and to make my family happy, I don't do it for fame or anything like that. Yukihira. I see. Issei. I know we barely know each other, but I like you. Yukihira. Ami, you are also someone I want to defeat, hahaha. Issei. I see, you know I'll leave tomorrow. Yukihira. Bye. Issei. I want to learn more and for that I want to travel, but don't worry, if something happens, call me and I will come to help. Yukihira. Thank you, and I'll keep that in mind. Where he raised his fist just like Issei, where they both collided with him. They both continued talking about trivial things where a lot of nonsense was said until it got later, and the first to leave was Yukihira. Issei, upon noticing that, took a big leap to leave there. Issei thought. We'll see you soon, guys, and I wish you luck in everything that comes your way. Having a small smile on his face. Chap. 122. A few weeks had passed since Issei left Itsuki. At first the group was surprised by his departure, but they didn't have time to look for him, since they had to train. Irina took charge of her training, where other people joined in to help. Issei, on the other hand, went from country to country exploring new flavors, where he was surprised to meet new types. He had intended to go with Siko, but he put it aside since he still didn't have a good enough dish for her, so he decided to continue with her trip. Although he was also always on the sidelines of what was happening with his friends, where he was happy to know that they were doing well. More in the concentration, where with few ingredients they went to the next round, but everything good came to an end where Issei found out that his friends would face the counselors. Issei. I hope you guys pass, I trust you. He told him while he was sitting on the mountain waiting for news. Hours later he found out that only 4 people passed by, being Yukihira, Megumi, Harina and Takumi. Issei came down from the mountain where 2 people were waiting for him. Saiba. Ready for action. Issei. Maybe, but I will wait for your call. Senzaman. You should come with us. Issei. If they don't ask for help I won't do anything, but if they call me I will happily accept the offer. Where he started walking. Issei. Don't tell him anything that I'm nearby. Leaving the place where the 2 older men only let out a sigh. 2 days later Issei was lying on his bed until he received a call. Issei, seeing who it was, gave a big smile. Issei. It's been a long time without hearing from you, how things went. Yukihira. Everything is fine, and tell me how your trip is. Issei. Fine for now, and when you're calling me, maybe something's wrong. Yukihira. We challenged the counselors to a group battle and we need help. I wanted to know if you would like to join the group. Issei. Sure, it will be fun. Yukihira. Great. I'll send you the address and we'll meet you at the location. Ending the call. Instantly the phone rang again, where Siko was. Issei. Wow, you miss me already. Siko. The truth is, I've been to a lot of places and the food isn't bad, but I miss yours. Tell me when we'll see each other. Issei. In a few days I will have a competition, what do you think later? Siko. Okay. And competition of that. Issei. I'm at an academy called Tatsuki and well, I made some friends. Siko. Don't tell me you'll help them with their problems, no. Issei. Yep. Siko. As always, but well, I wish you luck. Issei. Thank you. Ending the call. Siko was in Mexico eating some tacos where she researched Itsuki and discovered the competition. Siko. I'll give you a surprise, dear. She formed a smile on her face and finished her taco and left the place. Days later, the stadium where the competition would take place was full, where Siko was a little more surprised to see someone just like her. Siko. I hope you haven't done anything wrong with her, Issei, or you will know the consequences of her. Well, Issei got a chill. Megumi. You're fine. Issei. Yes, I'm ready. Where the group entered the room, where they heard many boos and some surprises when they saw two former advisors, and even more when they saw Issei present. Issei was about to say something until he heard a voice very familiar to him. Siko. Good luck, dear, you are forbidden to lose. Giving him a big smile where everyone looked for the origin of the voice, leaving everyone in shock, plus one person being Rindo. Issei just fell to his knees when he saw who was there. Siko. Come on, Issei, you can do it. Instantly all eyes were directed towards Issei. Yukihira. Now I understand why you confused her on that occasion, hahaha. Issei. It's going to be a long night. Rindo. Hey, who is she? Issei. Her name is Siko Grimoire, and well, she is my partner. But things are not identical, hahaha. Rindo. Too much, I would say. But I'm still surprised that you're here. Issei. My friend needed me. Remember one thing, Rindo-senpai, and that is that today you will leave your posts. Nin. Great words for a new student. Issei. You'll see. Minutes later, the judges arrived, where the first to come in to cook were Yukihira versus Nin and Issei versus Julio. Yukihira. It will be an interesting battle. Taking out a paper where when I had it in my hand I was like a stone when I knew it was soba. There was a great silence in the stadium, where seconds later the students began to laugh at their luck. Issei for his part did not say anything and took the role of her being ill. Issei. Interesting. Going to the warehouse to look for her ingredients. Having them all ready, she returned to her station ready to cook, where she took out her knives. Julio. You better give up, I'm a counselor and you're nobody. Issei was about to respond, but Siko beat him to it. Siko. Hahaha, are you an idiot or what? Issei is the most important person in many places. Issei. Siko, if you don't keep quiet, I'll never cook again. Where instantly she sat down and she remained like a statue. Issei. Sorry about that, and I don't care about your words above. Taking the eel, where she threw it in the air and cut it into several pieces, leaving the spectators in shock. Julio was surprised by her speed since he couldn't follow him. Saiba. It has improved a lot in this time. Senzaman. That boy is terrifying, learning very quickly. That will motivate him so much. Watching how Issei cooked with a big smile. Minutes later, Issei carried 3 trays to the table, where it only took her 20 minutes to finish since she used a little magic to make the fire stronger. The judges didn't know what to say because of her speed. While Julio had barely started working. Issei. Enjoy it. Removing the lid and showing 3 mini pizzas. Issei. Pizza with eel. Speed is impossible, but remember that we are in a competition. Issei. I have a very big family, and just so you know, I cook at a very slow speed. Even so, it is a very short time that he was in the fire. Issei. You should try it first. Giving them a smile, where they, without any other option, gave a call, where they instantly felt many shocks of knowledge. This is delicious. How is it possible? I have never tasted something so good. Taking another slice of pizza while she had a smile on her face. Issei took a pizza and walked to the exit with her, where he got to the stands and gave it to her partner. Issei. You're a good girl, I hope you enjoy it. Siko just gave her a big smile and she started to enjoy her food. At that, Issei returned to the battlefield again. Issei. I fight for my friends. I don't do it for fame or status, as long as they are happy it is more than enough. And this is all I will do for them. Returning to his companions. Arena. What do you mean by the last one? Issei. I'll only cook once, the rest is up to you. Giving them a smile and taking a seat to wait for the result. Minutes later, Julio arrived, where he instantly lost. Julio. But why? I don't know how to explain it, something very important was missing. He lacked love. You only fight to win, not with a purpose, that's why you lost today. Julio instantly fell to the ground since he could not grow what had been missing. Issei. Keep improving. The minutes passed and the next winner was obviously Yukihira with a crushing 3-0 victory. I will not explain the other fight since you want action, I hope you enjoy. The final came where it was in pairs with Soma and Arena versus Tsukasa and Rindo. Soma was about to go up to the stadium until Issei put his hand on his friend's shoulder. Issei. Do you have any ideas? Yukihira. Of course I think so. We'll see. Issei. I imagine what happened in that meeting, but it doesn't matter. Tell me, Soma, why do you cook? Yukihira. What do you mean? Issei. What is your motivation? Yukihira. It's very easy, and it's to beat my father and thus be able to inherit the dining room. Yukihira. Issei. And when you have it, it will happen. Yukihira was about to respond but nothing came to mind. Issei, noticing this, let out a sigh. Issei. You know why I cook, no. Yukihira. Not for your family. Issei. That's right. I always want to see your smiles, I don't care how much I have to improve, but just seeing your smiles is more than enough for me. What I'm getting at is that you find someone to whom you want to give your kitchen. Yukihira didn't know what to say where he came out of his thoughts when he heard a voice being Irina's. Yukihira instantly remembered everything that had happened where he formed a smile, Issei noticing that smile too. Issei. I wish you luck friend. Yukihira. You are not my friend. You're my brother. Issei only extended his hand where Yukihira bumped him. After that Yukihira ran away to start the battle. Some time later the Redite and the blonde won the final as the new Totsuki advisors where many screamed with joy and the students were the most scared of what could happen to them. Issei. Congratulations first and second counselor. Yukihira. Ha 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 thanks, but it's thanks to you. Issei. I didn't do anything. You did everything. Yukihira. You should be an advisor too, maybe even take Nakiri's position. Irina. That won't happen. Issei. Ha 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 I don't intend to be. Besides, I already learned a lot. Both Irina and Yukihira looked at each other and then nodded. Yukihira. Then you will be advisor number 0. Since you came from nowhere and helped us without asking for anything in return. No one will take that position from you, since I still won't be able to beat you. Issei just laughed at those words where someone else spoke. Saiba. And you are absolutely right, son, you will never be able to beat that boy, since I trained him just like other people. Both Irina and Soma widened their eyes in surprise as they don't expect that. Saiba. Ha 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 if you don't beat me even less him. Senseman. He is right. Igarashi Issei is someone who does not know defeat. Yukihira. It doesn't matter, I will train and I will beat you. But that will be then first we have to celebrate at our house. Everyone raised their fist where they took the path. When they arrived at the Polar Star, everyone celebrated more, Yukihira and Issei, where they did a lot of stupid things. It was evening where Issei was on the terrace with Siko and Yukihira with his father and also Irina. Issei. You know, I would like to continue in this place and continue improving my cooking with you, but a week ago I found out that something bad happened. Siko. So. Issei. The fun is over and it's time to get back to work. Siko. It was really fun. Yukihira. What is happening because I don't understand. Issei. You are my brother and thanks to Saiba I learned many things. And that's why I would like to pay you. Saiba. No matter the truth it was fun in the end. Issei. I insist. Yukihira lend me your headband. He just nodded hesitantly where Issei took a small piece and then handed it back to him. Someone was about to say something, but at that moment he created a sphere in his hand, leaving the three in shock. Then he threw her into the air where she flashed brightly where then when they could see two people they were in shock since Issei had someone in her arms. Issei. I know you both missed her since she left her life very soon. Approaching Saiba where she gave his wife in her hands. Issei. I hope they are happy. Yukihira. How is it possible or rather what happened? Siko. In short, we are from another world and well, Issei is considered a god. Irina. Huh. Issei. Well that doesn't matter. Creating a small sphere in her hand and throwing it into the sky where she split into hundreds. Issei. All the people who knew about your Tamako will know that I was still alive so don't worry. Yukihira. I don't know what to tell the truth, all this is new to me. Issei. Just enjoy life and cook for your special someone. Yukihira just gave her a smile and took Irina's hand where she turned very red. Yukihira. I recently told her that I will only cook for her. Irina. Your food is horrible so it will never taste good hump. Issei and Siko looked at each other and laughed since they knew that she liked Yukihira's food. Issei. I see. I hope everyone has a good time. Opening a portal where the three could not avoid surprise. Issei was about to enter until Yukihira stopped him and gave him something in her hands. Issei. But. Yukihira. I don't need her anymore now she's with me. Issei. I will take good care of her. Soma can you promise me one thing? Yukihira. If she is in my hands of course. Issei. You could make my wedding cake for when the time comes. Yukihira. Ha 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 count on that. I will start practicing baking from today. Help me Irina. Irina. I'll see. Issei just gave them a smile and entered the portal where it closed instantly. Chap. 123. Previous days the girls were talking as usual where Chichigami stood up where almost all the girls instantly understood what happened. Enemu. The return. Chichigami. Apart. Kagaya. What do you mean? Chichigami. He's like a clone while the other part of him is still missing. I'll call Issei. Summoning her staff where he searched for Issei until she found him. Chichigami. Issei, you felt it. Issei. That's right. But I won't be able to go right now, I'm sorry. Shield. Because. Issei. I promised a friend to help me. I hope you forgive me. Lefei. Don't say that, Issei, we're going to take care of this. Eidos. It won't be that difficult. Issei. Thank you and I wish you luck. Ending the call. Someone was about to say something, but at that moment they called Seraphil as her parents. Seraphil. What's wrong? Lord Citri. Daughter, we are being attacked by the Cows Brigade. But these demons are not normal, we cannot kill them. Where instantly most of the girls started getting calls where it was the same news. Mikishin. Well, since Issei is not here right now, I will be in charge. They all instantly agreed. Mikishin. Well, divide into several groups and go to support the factions that are being attacked. Nezuko. The weapons are ready, those demons must use them, they are not normal. Alright. Since Issei only brought material for us, there was no time to create weapons for the others. Tsukiyomi. There is no time for regrets. Now it's our turn to help and not leave so much burden on Issei. Tiamat. I'll help too. Mikishin nodded and approached her and gave her a sword. Tiamat. And this. Mikishin. It will help you kill them easier, trust me. Ami isn't much use to me since I can use another ability. Claire. Drake, go where the dragons are and help them. Drake. Wait, and you? Claire. Remember that now I'm a dragon, it's time for me to depend on myself. But if something happens I'll call you. Drake. Take care, mate. Claire just gave him a smile. Lefei. Albion, go with him, I'll be fine. Yukin. I wish you luck to Abyssing. Naruko. Kurama, it's time for you to stretch your muscles. I wish you luck. Where the group nodded and left with their partners. All the girls split up and left to help. Seraphil, Nezuko, Graphia, Akame and Enterprise went to the underworld where upon arriving they only saw destruction and how the lairs defended themselves. Seraphil. I'll go to my parents and wish them luck. Graphia. I'll go with the Grimoire family. Akame. I'll go with you. Where everyone took a different path. Enterprise. You're ready. Nezuko. Of course, thanks to the training, I'm better than ever. Enterprise only gave him a half smile and invoked the arc of her being black, where Nezuko stepped forward and her appearance changed to a demonic one. Both launched an attack where Nezuko tore off the head of a demon and Enterprise launched several arrows that exploded into several pieces when they touched the enemy. While Graphia and Akame ran, they killed every enemy they came across where with just a flick of Akame's sword, the demons exploded. Akame. It's the first time I use it and it's better than before. Graphia. You should remember who improved it. Akame. I know. Following his path. While in the other factions everything was the same where the soldiers could not do much against their enemies. Roswis. How did you make them like that so quickly? Brunhild. She must have hidden herself better than before and until now she was seen. But thanks to Issei they are not a big deal. While both defended the civilians of Argard while Astrid fought alongside her father. Days passed where the enemy was getting bigger. Mikishin. The truth would be easier if we just destroyed the planet. Hiroka. You're kidding, right? Mikishin. A little haha. But leaving that aside, they are annoying, they are like ants. Astrid. But where do you get so many people from? Mikishin. They are clones. We must find it and destroy it completely. While she had a Hakai sphere in her hand that she inserted into the chest of a fallen angel. Issei and Siko left the portal, appearing at their house where instantly a group of girls rushed towards both of them. Issei. Something's wrong, girls. Yui. 2chan, our moms still haven't come back for days. Philo. We miss them as well as Uncle Drake, Albion, Abyssing and Kurama. Issei. Don't worry, they'll be back soon, right now they're working. Stroking both girls' heads. Issei. Good job, Lilith, protecting your sisters. Stroking her head where she gave him a smile as she liked that feeling. Issei took Siko's hand and they both went to the underworld where they only watched destruction. Siko. I'll go to my family. Issei. Take care of yourself. Siko just smiled at her and activated her battle suit and she went to fight. While Issei took out her katana from her pocket dimension where the demons instantly felt a great chill. The demon, seeing Issei, launched itself at him where Issei only took out the katana from it where the demon fell to the ground headless. Issei just put on a serious look where she pulled the katana out of the sheath and stuck it into the ground. Issei. Lightning breath. 12th stance. Fury of Zeus. Where many clouds formed in the sky and thousands of lightning bolts instantly fell against all the renegade demons, killing them instantly, leaving several surprised by such an ability. While some girls had a smile as they knew that only one person could achieve such a thing. Nezuko. Issei. Enterprise. Our couple came back, that just meant it was over. Putting away her bow and lying down on the ground and at the same time letting out a sigh since she hadn't fought for so long. Issei, feeling that the majority were killed, teleported to another faction, the Fallen Angels, where he created thousands of clones and sent them to all the factions that were being attacked. Enemu. Issei. Throwing herself at him and giving him a kiss which he reciprocated. Aviana. Long time no see, we miss you. Giving him a hug since she missed him. Issei noticed some wounds where he healed them instantly. Issei. Call the others and go home, you've done a lot, now it's my turn. They both just nodded where Issei left the place to continue. The girls, upon knowing that Issei had returned, let out a sigh and returned to their house where the girls welcomed them happily. It took 3 days for Issei to kill all the new demons where she had Rizivum's clone in her hand while she squeezed his neck. Issei. Stop hiding and come out. Rizivum. Ha 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 ha, you will never catch me, I will only show my face when I see you under my feet. Issei just ripped off his head where he let out a sigh and returned to his house where the girls gave him a hug since they had missed him. Tiamat. You're not bad, I like you. Issei. This who are you? Tiamat. Don't worry, with time you will know more about me. Giving him a smile where Issei had a feeling he would either like it or not. Issei looked around and saw his classmates with his partners where he couldn't help but laugh. Greg. You told them no. Issei. For not helping me in the past, ha 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 ha. Albion. Betrayal is paid with betrayal. Issei. Ha 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 ha. Iri. 2-chan, where did you go for so long with Siko Ka-chan? Issei upon hearing that gave a big smile to the group. Where he took out a pocket-sized band and put it on his forehead and went to the kitchen where he started cooking. At the end, the girls tried the food, leaving them shocked because of how good it tasted. Najir. Wow, this is delicious. Issei. Thank you. Belfast. Where did you go? Siko. Issei is considered one of the best chefs in the world. Now he will always make us delicious food. Hugging Issei where he just smiled. He looked at Nezuko where he noticed her blushing a little, but she put it aside for the moment. In the afternoon the girls went to rest since they had spent the whole day playing. At night the girls stood up and took Nezuko from her shoulder. Issei. What's wrong? Nezuko. Issei, I want the mark. It said it all red where Issei spit out the tea he was drinking. Nezuko. I love you and I want that so that we can always be together. Or maybe you don't want to. Using the deadly weapon of him being the puppy face. Issei. Nezuko, I can't force you to do that, but if you are ready. Getting up from his seat and taking Nezuko into his arms. Where they both teleported. Tiamat. Hey, I wanted to too. Office. Speaking of which. We are still not in favor of that. Esdeath. Sure you have to do a test first. Forming a smile on his face where Tiamat had a bad feeling. Issei and Nezuko arrived at a forest where Issei took her out of his arms and created some hand seals creating a small cabin. Upon entering Nezuko threw Issei onto the bed and before he said anything she spoke. Nezuko. You know, I learned to use the phone not long ago and well there was a song that I liked. Plus I want to dance a little for you, I hope you like it. Playing the music in the background where Issei only swallowed as he watched how he changed his clothes with every movement. Issei couldn't stand any more of her and he took her arm and pulled her towards hers, starting the night. The next day they both returned to the house where Nezuko had a big smile on her face where she had a mark on her shoulder. Lucina. It was a good night, wasn't it? Nezuko. It was magical. Issei. Whoever gave her those ideas, I don't think she learned them herself. Some girls just looked away where Issei only had a drop of sweat break out. At that moment she had a feeling where she saw Chichigami where she just nodded at him. Issei. The girls aren't up yet, right? Isaka. They will soon. Issei created a clone and sent it to her room. Issei. He appeared and I have to look for him. Lefei. I can go with you, yes. Issei. How do you want me to say no to my pretty little witch? She just smiled at him where Chichigami created the portal and they both entered. When they left they were both in a large forest where they began to walk until they left it and when they reached a town, they were surprised by how quiet it was. More so when seeing something very unusual in the distance. Lefei. Wow, what kind of creature that must have been. Issei. It's better not to know the truth. Well, let's continue on our way. Where they both began to walk until Issei noticed how many people were heading to a place. Issei. You want to go? Lefei. Yes, I have a feeling that what awaits us will be great. Issei just took her hand and they followed the people. Chap. 124. Issei and Lefei followed the young people where they entered like a tower where Lefei was surprised and happy since there were many books. Lefei. I can read them. Issei. Let's better wait and see what's going to happen. At that Issei heard a whisper towards 2 people where he looked for them and he saw a black-haired man and a gray-haired man where the latter had a big smile. Lefei. Issei, something's wrong. Issei. Although we know where Rizivum came, we will have to wait for him to make a move since he always has a plan that involves where he goes. Lefei. Sure. At that point the light went down and everyone saw ahead where an old man was. From now on, each one will set out on their own path. May honesty, hope and love accompany you. I am the guardian of this tower of grimoires. Lefei upon hearing the last thing had stars in her eyes where Issei knew how to notice it and took her hand. This region has not produced a single wizard king and few magic knights have stood out. I hope one of you becomes a wizard king one day. I'm serious. Causing most to break out in sweat because of how desperate he looked. Without further ado, I will give you your grimoires. At that moment the books in the tower began to float and each book looked for its owner, where some were happy to have theirs in hand. But seconds later everyone remained silent when they saw the black-haired man's grimoire, since it had 4 leaves. But at that a grimoire was addressed to Lefay, where she was surprised to know that she would also have one, but she was glad for it too. Being a golden grimoire with black outlines of 4 leaves as well. The townspeople were surprised to see that as well, in addition to the fact that no one knew them. Minutes passed and all the grimoires were delivered where the grey-haired boy was with one knee on the ground, waiting for his but nothing. From one moment to the next, most of them started laughing at him. At that, the black-haired man declared that he was the new wizard king, causing everyone to be happy, while the grey-haired man also said that and then left. Lefay. Issei. Seeing him with his grimoire in hand since none arrived for his partner. Hearing her name, Issei saw her with a smile. Lefay. Then you. Issei. Wait. She didn't understand why until Issei raised her hand and something went through the wall, a blue book that fell into Issei's hand, leaving everyone surprised. But when he saw the leaves he had, the old man didn't know what to say. Issei. I don't know where the truth came from, ha 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 ha. Lefay. As it would seem, something more unique having 6 leaves. Issei only saw the book since she didn't have a good feeling about it. Issei. We're leaving. Wait, who are you? Issei. Nobody unimportant. Boy, what kind of grimoire do you have in your hands? Issei. I have no idea, with time I will know. Starting to walk alongside Lefay out of the tower. Lefay. Issei, what will we do during this time? Issei. Explore for now since as long as that old man doesn't come out we won't be able to find him. And believe me, upon arriving I used all my tracking skills but nothing. I don't understand how he hides. Lefay. He is someone who is cautious. Issei. Now I understand why he has lived so long and why he always hides. Lefay. You can help me with my grimoire, yes. Giving her a tender look that Issei couldn't resist. Issei. I would never refuse something you guys want. We go to the forest to practice. She nodded happily and they headed off. Hours later they left the forest where Lefay had some minor injuries that healed instantly. Lefay. It was more than expected, honestly. Issei. Even if you are my partner, I won't make it so easy for you. Lefay. I know. At that Issei stopped her step and took Lefay in her arms and left the place where they arrived in the middle of a battle. Lefay noticed the 2 young men from before and how the grey-haired man was all hurt. Lefay. You will go. Issei just shook his head and continued watching what was happening. At that, they both heard how the black-haired man encouraged the grey-haired man. Seconds later, a black and red grimoire appeared, leaving both of them below surprised by such a thing. But Issei had a slight smile on her face when he saw that she did not give up despite her situation. At that, the grey-haired man took the sword and attacked the guy with chains, destroying them instantly and leaving the subject knocked out. Lefay. What was that? Issei. He is someone who does not wish to admit defeat. He is someone unique. At that point he fell close to both of them where they took an attack position. Issei raised both hands and gave them a smile. Issei. Don't worry, I won't do anything. I saw the situation and I was about to help, but I saw how you solved it, you are great. Hehehe thanks. Issei. A pleasure to both of us, my name is Igarashi Issei, and this is my partner Lefay Pendragon. She just bowed and gave them a smile. I am Asta and this is my friend Yuno, and he will be the next wizard king. Issei. It's a great goal. I wish you luck. Asta. You won't laugh. Issei. I can tell that you will achieve your goal. Asta. Thank you. But first I have to be a magic knight. Issei. I see and how to be one. You know. You have to go to the capital to take the exam. Issei. I understand. Well, see you, I hope to see you another time. Extending her hand where Asta took it with a smile and then they both went a different path. Lefay. You'll take it right. Issei. It will be fun. But if you do not want to. Lefay. I will go wherever you go and it will be fun. I want to see new things like you. Isay. Tell me, do you want to go fast or slow? Lefay. Slowly so we enjoy the road. Issei took his partner's hand and they continued on their way. Some time later many people headed to a stadium ready to take the exam. Lefay. After a long time the day has arrived and you are excited. Isay. Sure, let's see what kind of test we will have. Where they both took the road and lined up to take their number. Lefay saw Asta and Yuno where they formed behind them. Isay. Long time no see you guys. Asta. Or are you already ready? Isay. Sure, it will be fun. Where they continued their pace until they reached Isay. The supervisor didn't know what to say when she saw a 6-leaf clover since it was new, but she let it go. You are number 167. Letting him pass where Lefay was waiting for him. Being inside, many anti-magic haystacks surrounded most of them except Yuno, Lefay and Issei, while Asta was surrounded. At that Issei collided with a muscular man where he didn't know what to say, while Issei couldn't stand laughing when he saw the situation when he saw how the man grabbed Issei by the head. Minutes later the captains arrived making everyone remain silent. Here are the order captains. Like Silver Eagles Captain Nozzle Silva. The captain of the Order of Crimson Lions Ugolian Vermilion. The captain of the Order of Green Mates Jack the Ripper. The captain of the Order of the Blue Stripes Charlotte Roselay. The captain of the Order of the Purple Orcas Gelder Poised. The captain of the Order of Coral Peacocks Dorothy Unsworth. The captain of the Order of the Sky Deer Rilbus Mortier. And one of the most important is the captain of the Order of the Golden Dawn, the best order, William Vengeance. And the worst order the Black Bulls Yami Sukahiro. Lefei? He must be Japanese, no. Issei? I guess so. William? Sorry for the delay, I'm in charge of this year's exam. Magic Tree Descent. Where black clouds were created and roots came out of them and then some brooms. Lefei? Great. Issei? It's the first time I've used one. Taking the pick and leaving it on the ground, he then stood on it and flew away at a great speed that no one saw, leaving some captains amazed since no one saw him. Lefei smiled and also got into his own and followed Issei where the captains were equally surprised. After that they moved on to the next test being the magic power test where they had to destroy a wall. Issei took the stone and threw it destroying the wall and part of the stadium. Lefei created a light spell that was more than enough. Then it was the magic control test where they both did well. Then came the creation magic test where Lefei created an earth golem and Issei a wooden dragon, leaving William surprised to see such a thing. The tests continued until the last one arrived, being a combat one where Issei was about to challenge Yuno, but another guy arrived since he wanted to take the advantage. Issei. It will go badly for that boy for trying to take the easy way out. The first to pass were Issei and second where he approached Issei and said a few words to him that bothered him a little. Seconds later they took distance, and Issei took out his sword and launched himself at second, destroying his shield instantly. Issei. I will be the Wizard King. Leaving several people surprised by his words. Issei just smiled and followed where a noble approached him to challenge him. Issei. Good luck. I don't want to hear that from a commoner. Creating a fire spell where Issei was still standing. The noble launched several attacks where Issei did not move even a bit. When the smoke dispersed he continued as always, leaving everyone surprised since they did not see when he used his magic. Issei. Then it's my turn. Opening a dimensional gap where he began to take out the Grimoire from him, at that moment it became dark and lightning began to sound louder and louder when he took out the Grimoire from him. After finishing taking it out, the captains did not know what to say when they saw such a book. Issei. Creator's magic. Holy lightning. Where the nobleman was struck by a golden lightning bolt where he instantly fell to the ground unconscious. Several began to murmur about Issei, but he did not pay attention to his words, and then Lefei passed where his opponent beat him with wind magic without any difficulty. Some time later the fighting had ended where it was already too late. William. This concludes the exam. Come forward when we call your number. Charlotte. The order that wishes to have said candidate will raise its hand. You are free to choose which one to enter or if you are selected by several, you choose which one to enter. Gregolian. However, if no one raises their hand, they will not be able to be magical knights. Nozzle. When that happens dealer immediately. At that point they began to call each candidate where they passed and fewer captains raised their hands until they reached Yuno, where all the captains raised their hands, leaving everyone in shock. Without thinking much he decided to enter the Order of Golden Dawn. Then Issei continued where no one raised their hand until Yami stood up and said a few words to him, but in the end he let him enter his hand. Lefei. Which one will you enter? Issei. There is a place where laughter will never be lacking. Lefei. I understand. Taking the path since it was next. When they were in front, all the captains raised their hands, once again leaving all the candidates in shock, where they thought they would choose Golden Dawn since she was the best. Lefei. I choose the Black Bulls. Everyone upon hearing that did not know what to say, minor Yami, but she came out of her astonishment and formed a smile on her face. Applicant number 167 in front. Issei walked while some murmurs were heard, and being in front again, the captains raised his hand where no one knew what to say. Issei. I will follow a person very precious to me. So I choose the Black Bulls, and there will be no shortage of joy there. At that moment Yami stood up and started laughing. Yami. Today is my lucky day hahaha maybe I should go play, maybe I'll win. They continued passing candidates, but nothing more interesting happened. Issei. It will be fun to spend it with you hahaha. Issei. I say the same. At that moment Issei's stomach growled where he instantly ran to the bathroom. Issei. Let's see what will happen during this time, are you ready? Lefei. Yes, let's see what will happen in this time. Giving him a smile. Chap. 125. The leaders were in a meeting as usual. Azazel. Hey, where is Issei? He hasn't come to look for missions for a few days. Isaka. He's busy right now. Surzich. Seraphil, why are you here if you left your position? Seraphil. I'm Yasaka's advisor and I was a little bored since Ice-chan isn't here. Auden. Since I met that boy, he has brought me many surprises. Michael. That's right. He changed the lives of many. Surzich. And you say it. Azazel. Because of him, Gabriel is not by my side. Michael. That would be impossible to happen since she never saw you that way. Seraphil. Plus she is happy with Ice-chan just like the rest. Izanagi. I have a question. Seraphil. Which one? Izanagi. You are a lot of women for one person like he does so that no one feels left out. Brah. I don't want my daughter to feel alone. Isaka. Issei, when he does something he does it together with everyone. If we have a date it is as a family, no one is left behind. Seraphil. We only had a separate date once, and although it was a unique day there was a moment that made me miss the others. Isaka. Maybe they think that Issei is a pervert who goes looking for women everywhere. Seriously looking at all the men where the majority came out of fear. Seraphil. We are aware that many women want him, but he can tell when one is interested. Although some of the girls may not believe it, at the beginning she was looking for him for power or revenge, but over time everything changed. Surzich. Like who? Seraphil. Office, Lucina, Nyx, Yukon and 3 others. Azazel. Don't they get upset when he shows up with someone else? Isaka. A little, but after a talk everything changes. But well, we're getting off topic, which is the important issue. Surzich. About that we wanted Issei to be one of the representatives, but since she is not there. Seraphil. Go to the point. Surzich. We want to make an alliance with the Aztec faction, we already spoke with their leader and he is in favor of the meeting. Seraphil. I'll go with some girls. Azazel. If so. Seraphil. Only girls or do you want to die on the trip? Azazel. Now that I think about it, I have a few things to do. Seraphil. Good. Then we'll be leaving in an hour so I'll see you around. Going to the human world where some girls were present. Seraphil. Well, Amaterasu, Esdeath and Tiamat are coming with me. Tiamat. Where? Seraphil. We will go visit the Aztec faction to make an alliance. Esdeath. Sounds good. Nezuko. I can go with you. Seraphil. Sure, it will be fun so you get to know this world more. At that moment 8 people entered, 7 girls and a brunette. Enemu. How was it? Eerie. Great, we had a lot of fun with Aunt Asami. Kunu. Go wash and eat, yes. The group of girls nodded and went to their room. Asami. Something's wrong. I can tell they were talking about something serious. Amaterasu. We will go to the Aztec faction to make an alliance. Asami. Hey, that's great, I can go. The last time I went to make an alliance it went wrong. Valerie. It wasn't a good time. Siko. I would go too, but I have things to do. Gabriel. Eating is not that important. Siko. If it is, I must also look for unique ingredients for Issei. While she imagined a great banquet while the rest of the girls had a drop of sweat. Seraphil. Sure, come with us. Asami. Okay, and when would it be? Seraphil. In an hour, so go get some things like the rest. The girls nodded and went to their rooms. Vados. Something bad will happen, no. Isabella. Since I've known Issei, that has always happened and it's obvious that something bad will happen. Raftalia. That's the reason why we're going on a trip with him. Prince. But the good thing about going with him is that you can have him to yourself. Giving a mischievous smile to the group causing most of them to blush. Najire. Leaving that aside, how Kian Renksu will fare with his training has been a long time. Bastet. Also, Eerie misses her a lot since they became mother and daughter they were very close. Mikishin. Don't worry, she'll be training very hard to be able to come back and be with her again. Ingvald. I hope so. But hey, I have things to do, see you later. Athena. I have to solve a problem on Olympus. And so each girl left the place to do her thing. An hour later the group of girls headed out to have their meeting. Esdeath. Because we are going by plane. Seraphil. It's good to act normal once in a while. Asami. It will be fun. When I was younger I had history classes and they mentioned that faction a lot. Amaterasu. It reminds me of when I met Issei for the first time. Asami. As she was she. Amaterasu. Susanoo almost killed him and when I saw that I was scared, but when I saw that he came out of the rubble as if nothing had happened, I was even more surprised by having a serious look. Asami. Can I ask you something more specifically? Seraphil. Seraphil. Go ahead. Asami. What was Issei's childhood like since she doesn't know how she lived all that time? Seraphil. He doesn't talk much about his childhood and well he told us very little, but on one occasion while he was sleeping, I saw all his childhood memories and she is very ugly. Tiamat. What happened to him? Seraphil. When he was left alone they had almost no money and he didn't have another family member to call him. Even though he was very small, he already had an adult mentality since he forced himself to grow up to survive. I canceled the electricity, water leaving nothing. He saved the little money he had for an emergency, so he had to look for food on the street. The only good thing is that he had good neighbors who helped him. Esdeath. It didn't go well hearing that. Serafal. Besides, he had to train at his expense and had to heal his own wounds, and when he got sick he had to endure the pain. At a very young age he had to work to survive. He fought to the point of almost dying on some occasions, but still he did not give up. Amaterasu. That's why the most insignificant things make him very happy. Serafal. That's how when we went camping or to the fair that made him very happy. Since in the past he could not enjoy that, and that is why when he is with the girls, he does his best to see them happy. Asami. Serafal. Don't blame yourself, all of that is already in the past, and your family influenced you. Asami. I should have spent more time with him in the past and talked my family into doing the same. Nezuko. Things happen for a reason, and the good thing is that now they both have a good relationship. Tiamat. Let's leave the sad aside and talk about something else. The group nodded with a smile and talked about trivial things during their trip. 2 days later they arrived at their destination where they were guided through a hideout, but when they were about to reach the leader's room, an orange-haired girl was in the way. They have arrived, I am very happy to have visitors. Giving a big smile to the group where he then saw the garden he went. Serafal. It's a pleasure, I'm the representative, my name is Serafal Citri, and they are my colleagues. I understand and tell me you want to play with this one San. Tiamat. Wow, what a time to see you. Taking a few steps forward where the girl was a little surprised to see her. Esdeath. You know her. Tiamat. She is a crazy person who likes to fight and destroy things. That's already in the past, I thought you had forgiven me. Tiamat. You just laughed and then walked away. It doesn't matter, leave it like that, plus I heard that a man would come with you, where is he? Serafal. He's busy right now with something more important. I heard many things about him, but it's all eyes, no one could achieve so many things. They don't believe that you exaggerate so much. Esdeath. That's how things are. And don't talk about him like that or it will go badly for you. Try it, I speak how I want. Nezuko. Before I give you the beating of your life, what's your name? Oh it's true this one E-san is called Quetzalcoatl. Giving a big smile to the group. Nezuko. It's a pleasure, my name is Nezuko, and I'll make sure you erase that smile. Taking a few steps forward where marks began to appear on his body and her body while she increased her height. Asami was surprised to see that since she had never seen her like that, and Quetzalcoatl smiled where she started to run as did Nezuko where they both bumped fists, causing a small crack. Quetzalcoatl. This is fun. Evading every attack. All the girls didn't know what to say when they saw that situation. He's already looking for a fight again. This is how she gets when she sees new people. When the girls heard those voices, they turned around to see a black movie and a blonde movie. Serafal. Who are you? We are friends of the fight fan, my name is Ishtar, a pleasure. I'm Ereshkigal. Serafal. You who are not. Ishtar. That's right, we are from the Mesopotamian faction. Ereshkigal. We have a good relationship with the Aztecs, well more so with her. Esdeath. It's always like this. Ishtar. That's right and he was even more excited when he found out that a strong group would come. Ereshkigal. We also heard that someone very strong would come, but where is he? Amaterasu. Issei is busy and that's why we came. Ereshkigal. I was curious about him since I heard a lot about him. Ishtar. I would say too much more to hear a few words. Putting on a big smile causing her partner to blush. Serafal. Which one? Ishtar showed her a video where Issei put Rita on her shoulder and raised her finger. Issei. I am the one who rises above all races. You can call me His Majesty Issei. Ereshkigal upon hearing that again only turned around in shame. Tiamat. Wow that's new but great. I'll bother him when I see him. Ishtar. I won't deny that I wanted to meet him, but it will be another time. It would be better to stop that battle before they both destroy everything in their path. Pointing to the battle where there was a lot of destruction everywhere. But at the same time they heard the laughter of Quetzalcoatl. Chap. 126. Yami arrived at the base of the Black Bulls with her new recruits, where upon entering the base a large explosion was heard. Issei saw a lot of disorder on the sides where some were fighting and others standing there doing nothing besides seeing a girl eating calmly. Lefei. Wow, I didn't expect this. Issei. I know, he's more lively than I expected hahaha. At that Issei watched as Asta stepped forward to speak. Asta. I am Asta, from Hage Village. It's a pleasure to meet you. And I will be the next Wizard King. But no one paid attention to his words, since everyone was doing their own thing. At that moment Yami hit the wall, destroying it and drawing everyone's attention. Where instantly everyone stood in front of the group on their knees. Yami. I brought some rookies. This tadpole is one of the newbies. Asta. I'm a star from Hage Village, my pleasure. Hage is serious, but he is a pup. Yami. Present the rest. Issei. My name is Igarashi Issei. Lefei. I'm Lefei Pendragon and I'm with Issei. Yami. And the rest. Finreal. I will. The one on my left is Gordon Agrippa. Gordon. Delighted. Finral. You never know what he's thinking, but he's a good guy. And this is Vanessa Anodica. Vanessa. Hello guys, you are very cute. Approaching Asta causing her to get scared. Then she was going to go to Issei, but Lefei stopped her. Lefei. A pleasure senpai. Finral. This one, we have to continue. Next up is Luck Volsha. Luck. Delighted. Lee likes to fight. Just then someone approached Asta and showed him the photo of her sister. She is my sister Marie. Never touch it. Finral. She is the Gakradlai. He loves his sister too much, but he is a good guy. And this is Charmy Papitson. She eats too much, but she's a good girl. Charmy. Delighted. Finral. And this is Gray. Nobody understands him, but he's a good guy. He didn't say anything, only smoke came out of his mouth. Asta. My pleasure. Finral. And this is Magma Swing. He is a criminal, but he is a good guy. And I am Finreal and finally you already know the capital Yami. Asta. A pleasure to everyone. Issei. I say the same, I hope we get along well. Lefei. Let's make good memories. Yami. There are more members but they are on missions or have vacations or miss work. Magma. Well it's time for the test. You are a dwarf from a town and I don't feel any power and you can tell that you are like Finral who only looks for women while the girl only follows him. Lefei was about to say something, but Issei stopped her and shook his head as she noticed that she was just playing. Magma. They want to put on this mantle. Asta. The mantle of magical knights. It's great. Magma. True. Want one? Asta. Yes, give me one please. Magma. In that case they will have to deal with Yami-san's best disciple. It will be like a first time to have it. At that, everyone left the base to see what was going to happen. Magma. Well it's time for your first Hage peasant test. If you want a mantle like this, you will have to pass the test I will give you. Vanessa. The non-existent baptismal ceremony has already started again. Luck. I'd like to try it. Gordon. Cheer up, cheer up, cheer up. Dosh. Mayor. Magma. Let's start. Giving him a look of challenge. Magma. First show your stamina and guts. 5,000 abs. Asta instantly began to do them at full speed. Issei on the other hand looked at Asta with a half smile as she noticed his enthusiasm. Magma. Now 5,000 push-ups. Then he lifted a large rock and after that he tried to smash it into pieces with her forehead, but it was impossible as she fell to the ground in pain. But still she didn't give up and tried again. While the others watched everything with enthusiasm. Vanessa. That boy is not doing badly, although he is of little use. Luck. Yes, because in this world everything is done with magic. Issei. Magic is not everything. The group stared at Issei strangely upon hearing those words. Vanessa. Because you say so. Issei. In a battle, magic can help you defend yourself from a distance, but by being close to your opponent, you can take the opportunity to hit him to gain ground. Plus the fists help a lot. Lefei. It's true. Finral. It's harder than you think. Issei. And if I do it without using magic. Finral. Ha 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 ha, if you achieve it I will call you senpai, but it would be impossible. Lefei. Then get ready to call Issei, senpai ha ha ha. At that the group continued to see both of them in the distance where Magma was balls of fire where Asta took out his sword ready to attack with a serious look. At that Magma launched hundreds of attacks that Asta evaded without difficulty. But that's what Manga created a bigger one and launched it with greater speed. Asta was paralyzed by the force but reacted in time and returned it to Magma who, to her surprise, received it fully. Everyone was surprised to see what happened except Issei, since he knew how strong his new partner was. When the smoke cleared Magma came out and went to Asta giving him a smile, and then he hugged her. Magma. Sorry for the previous words, it was to motivate you ha 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 ha. Asta. Thanks for the cloak. Now it's your turn Issei, I wish you luck. Giving her a smile and giving her a thumbs up. Issei just nodded and walked close to him. Magma. Well, it's your turn, but let's go straight to the action you think. Issei. Okay, attack. At that Magma took out the Grimoire from him and threw several spheres of fire where they passed close to Issei, but none of them hit him. Some were surprised by that except Yami since he noticed how he moved at a very fast speed. Yami narrowed his eyes to read Issei's Kai, but it was impossible. Lefei. Don't try to see through Issei, it will be impossible for you, Captain. Yami. Who trained them? Letting out a puff of smoke. Issei felt how Yami tried to read his Kai, so to satisfy his curiosity, he let out a little Kai where Yami instantly dropped his cigarette and choked on the smoke from it. Issei instantly gave himself a mental blow as he forgot that his Kai was not normal as it was divine Kai. Magma. Maybe you just plan to stay still. Throwing more fireballs. Hearing that, Issei took a sphere with his hand. Issei. This sphere is cold, you must improve your magic. Squeezing the sphere until it is destroyed. Everyone was surprised to hear those words plus magma where he got a little upset and threw more spheres. Issei let out a sigh and took an attack position with his fists where he destroyed all the fireballs with his fists. Vanessa. Wow, what magic he has. Lefei. The magic of the creator, that's what you could say. Issei. Magma senpai, you know who Amaterasu is. Magma. Not who he is. Issei. She is the goddess of the sun and she has a sister named Tsukiyomi. I will show you a power of hers that gives her strength from the moon. Raising her hand to the sky where a black sphere manifested in her hand. Every time she got bigger, leaving everyone in shock, plus Magma who was the closest, but then Issei made her disappear. Issei. I won't do anything, don't worry. Magma. Wow, that was really great. Don't tell me she's the same. Pointing at Lefei where she had a smile. Issei. Yes it is. Magma. I see and sorry for my previous words. Issei. Don't worry, I know they weren't true. Extending her hand which Magma took where she then gave him 2 cloaks. Seconds later the welcome party began where they celebrated all night. Yami tried to talk to Issei, but he managed to evade him in time. The next day Magma guided the new ones throughout the base where the most excited was Asta. While they were walking they passed a silver-haired girl. Magma. She is the other rookie, she will be her partner. Ada. We're mates, that sounds great. Hello, I'm Asta from Hage Village. Let's drive together. The girl just hit Asta's hand. Lefei. How rude to treat someone like that. Don't talk to me. Commoner mosquito without mana. Asta. Mosquito. Issei. Wow, what cold words. I'm Noel Silva from royalty. Issei. Lefei is too and he doesn't tell everyone. Asta and Magma were surprised to hear that. Asta. Excuse this insolent mosquito, your highness. Making many bows. Noel. I see you understand. Asta. No. I'm not a mosquito. We are companions of Order No. What does it matter if you're royalty? Issei. That's how you talk. Magma. That's right, until social class doesn't matter. Noel. Yes it matters. Asta Magma. Because. Noel. The plebs are so stupid that they don't understand with words. I'll have to show you the power difference. Creating a sphere of water towards Asta where he threw it against him, but when she was about to hit him, he deviated towards Magma. Leaving Asta in shock. Seeing that, Issei realized something as did Lefei where they just nodded. Someone was about to say something, but Noelle took off her robe and threw it at the group where she left the place. The rest continued on their way where Asta left the building. Issei. She has a lot of power. Lefei. Yes but his attitude is very bad. Issei. At least he doesn't brag about being as strong as other people. Lefei. You talk about girls. Issei. That's right, but she has the same condition that Siko had when I met her. Lefei. You will help her. Issei was about to respond until they both felt a large amount of power where they exited the building and saw a sphere of water where Noelle was inside. Yummy. Wow, what a problem. Letting out a puff of smoke at that she grabbed Asta by the head and threw him against the sphere where he pulled the sword out of her and swung it at her. They were both falling, but Finral opened a portal for both of them. Noelle was on the ground where Asta approached her and told her how great she was. At that moment she blushed a little where Lefei smiled as she noticed something. Minutes later everyone was in her room where Lefei went to Noelle's room where she was surprised to see her there. Lefei. I can talk to you. Noelle nodded and let her in. Lefei. You have a lot of magical power and you can't handle it, right? Noelle. That. Lefei. Don't lie to me, I know it's true. Noelle. It's true but don't tell anyone else. I am of the nobility. Lefei. Tell me Noelle, do you want me to help you manage your power so you don't have problems in the future? Noelle. Seriously but why? Lefei. You are my partner and one day I will need your help. Although your training would be faster if Issei did it but he will train someone else. Noelle. Who? Lefei. To Asta. Noelle. Do you think your friend can train him? Lefei. Sure, even if you don't believe it, Issei has had very few students and to date they are people to be feared. Noelle. I see then thanks for the help. Lefei. I also realized one thing. Noelle. What would it be? Lefei. You like Asta, don't you? Hearing, Noelle stood up and began to shake her hands with a red face from shame. Noelle. How do you think I can like that idiotic muscles? Lefei. You can tell me those words, but your face tells me something else. It's not bad to be in love with someone. I love Issei and I will never deny that fact. Noelle. Since when? Lefei. We are childhood friends. Noelle. I see. So when we started our training. Lefei. Right now. Taking Noelle's hand and leaving through the window where some only heard a slight scream from Noelle. Issei, upon hearing that, only formed a slight smile and walked towards Asta so he could help him. Chap. 127. It was a new day where the group was heading to the dining room where when they opened the door, they were surprised to see how Lefei was putting a plate of food. Lefei. Good morning guys. Take a seat, everything will be ready shortly. Returning to the kitchen where everyone sat down and just smelling the smell of the food, their stomachs growled more like a charmy one where they wanted to start eating, but waited. Then Issei came out with his partner with his last dish. Issei. I hope you enjoy it. Everyone nodded and when they took the first bite they felt as if they were in another world since it was something unique. Charmy was the most surprised where she ate the fastest causing Lefei to laugh. Asta. This is delicious. What is it? Issei. Some meat, eggs and vegetables. Vanessa. I've never tried this type of food. Noelle. Worthy of nobility. Although inside she was fascinated since she had never tried such a thing. Asta. You are good cooks. Lefei. The truth is that Issei did everything, I don't know how to cook much. Believe it or not, he is very good at it. Seconds later Charmy stood up and stood in front of Issei with a serious look where seconds later she got on her knees. Charmy. Teach master. Issei only raised an eyebrow upon hearing such a thing. Charmy. I had never tried such a thing and for the first time I am satisfied. Those who knew her best were surprised to hear that since they always looked at her with hunger. Issei. I'll help you, don't worry. Charmy. Seriously, I thought you were going to refuse. Issei. I can tell that you want to make your friends happy too. And how can I refuse such a thing? Charmy. Sensei, you're the best. Issei just gave him a smile and he too sat down to eat some. At the end Lefei left with Noelle and Issei called Asta outside the base. Asta. Something's wrong. Issei. I like you Asta and I can see in your eyes that you want to be strong. Asta. That's right, I have to protect my friends and those at the church. She said it with a determined look. Asta. Even if I don't have magic, I will do my best to help them. Issei. In the past I heard you say that your magic is not to give up. Asta. That's right and I will be strong to reach the Wizard King. Issei. I'm glad to hear that. You know Asta, in the past I didn't have magic either, I could only defend myself with my fists. Asta. How is it possible, and not recently I saw you create such a thing. Issei. I had many trips. Believe it or not, I also felt frustrated by not using magic and when I had it I trained non-stop until I pushed it to its limit. Asta. Great. Issei. Tell me Asta, do you want me to train you? I can't force you if you don't want to. Asta. Seriously, you'll help me. Issei. I see a future in you Asta, you also have great power in your hands, the only thing we have to do is polish it. Asta. I'll be in your care. And as we start, we do exercises. Issei. Your body is already fine. I'll teach you something to help you defend yourself. Asta. And that would be. Issei. Kai. Asta. Kai. To help me. Issei. You see Asta Kai has large amounts of uses such as expelling internal energy in a single blow, detecting presences, or hiding your presence, in addition to identifying that of your allies and enemies. You can increase your senses or speed and strength. But the most important thing is that you have to be strong both physically and mentally, and you have already met a requirement by having great endurance. Asta. I see. He meant it seriously although he didn't understand anything. Issei, upon seeing such a look, only smiled as he noticed that I didn't understand. Issei. I learned about Kai from 3 people and now I will teach you how to use it. Let's say that Kai is like magic, only sometimes you have to ask the earth for help. Asta. To the ground. Issei. One day they will understand. For now you must improve your senses and be able to sense both friend and enemy. You must concentrate and feel everything around you, you understand what I mean. Asta. A little. Issei. With that, no one will be able to attack you from behind since you will be able to feel it. Asta. Great. So that's how you do it. Issei. Previously yes but not now since my eyes help me. Asta. How can you help your eyes if someone attacks you from behind? Issei. I have an ability that allows me to do so. It's called Byakugan, it allows me to see everything around me. Asta. Great. Issei. First concentrate, I'll go further to see if you can find me. Asta nodded and with that Issei left where Asta closed his eyes and began to concentrate. Minutes later he opened them where he went in search of Issei where he saw him sitting on a hill. Issei. You learn quickly. Asta. This is great. What else would you teach me? Issei. Well you already have the first step and now I will teach you how to use the sword since you are not yet ready to master a movement. Asta. Like what? Issei. It's a skill I learned from a friend. Also if you use it right now your body wouldn't handle it, so take your time. Asta. Show me yes. He said it with great enthusiasm where Issei stood up and joined both hands where he raised them upwards. Issei. Kamehameha, throwing a large amount of power towards the sky, a blood-red color leaving Issei with his eyes wide open, since he did not expect such a touch. Lefay just smiled when she saw that since she obviously knew who he was while Noelle was shocked when she saw that. Issei. That was great. Issei. Someday you will learn, don't worry. Issei. Seriously, but that's magic. Issei. It's not Kai. But let's leave that aside and start your practice, but first. Taking out 4 bracelets where he put 1 on each arm and 2 on her legs. At the end Issei snapped his fingers where Issei felt a great weight all over his body. Issei. What's wrong with me? Issei. They are gravity seals, don't worry, they will help you a lot, and believe me they will. Right now I am using 1 on my entire body. Issei. You joke but you look like it's nothing. Issei. Because I adapted but even so every day I increase 1000 more to continue improving. Issei. I understand and I won't let you down. Giving him a smile where Issei nodded and he began to walk just like Issei, except that he was almost crawling due to the weight. They walked where they met Lefay and Noelle where Issei noticed the silver-haired girl's fatigue, but still he did not give up. Lefay. Issei. She went to him giving him a hug while Noelle looked strangely at Issei since he was almost lying on the ground. Noelle. What's wrong with you Bicasta? Issei. Training. Trying to get up but it was impossible. Lefay just laughed a little at seeing Issei's training. Lefay. The one recently was you, no. Issei. Yes and very soon he will be able to use it too. Issei has a hidden power that can make anyone fear him. Lefay. Seriously that's great. Issei. Now that I think about it, you don't miss Albion. Lefay. A little but he is with his partner right now haha. Issei. I think he prefers to fight than to be with her. Lefay. It's strange, the truth is that having someone by your side is very nice. He said it with a big smile. Issei just stroked his head and went to Issei where he grabbed him by the collar of his shirt. Lefay. Noelle, I have to be more serious with you or Issei will be stronger than you soon. Noelle. But how? Lefay. Believe me, Issei, when he trains someone, he does it very seriously and he doesn't waste time. Since he exploits all his qualities until he achieves it. I have a sister who was born with a lot of power and when she met Issei she trained him until she handled it perfectly. Noelle. Like she did. Lefay. With scary training that you don't want to take. So we better improve yes. Noelle just nodded doubtfully as she thought about what kind of training it would be. It was night and Issei was breathing heavily while he looked at the sky since he was very tired. Issei. Not bad. You know on one of my trips I learned to improve my strength with a sword and it's all with breathing. Issei. Like. Issei. I went to practice in the coldest part while breathing in the cold wind. Issei. How is that possible? Your lungs should explode. Issei. If you set your mind to something, you will achieve it. I will also teach you how to use breathing techniques. Issei. How do you know so much? Issei. I have to prepare to protect my loved ones. Issei. I will not give up and I will be strong to defeat you no ha 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 ha. Issei. For that you must know someone and have them be your ally. Issei. Who? Issei pointed to Issei's grimoire where he looked at it with doubt. Issei. The first 3 leaves represent sincerity, hope and love, while the 4th represents love, and finally the 5th leaf symbolizes demons. Issei heard the last thing and was surprised and took the grimoire from her. Issei. Whether he will help you become stronger or not, it depends on you if you achieve it. He can be your partner or enemy. Issei. How will I talk to him? Issei. That will be then first you have to train but not only muscle but the mind as well. Issei. Not all but that. He said it scared while he began to crawl. Issei took out several books from a pocket dimension and threw them on the ground. At that Issei turned around and saw Issei's big smile causing shivers through Issei. Chap. 128. A few days had passed since Issei started Issei's training where he never complained exactly about one thing and that was that he didn't want to study, but in the end he had no choice. Charmy also became serious to learn about Issei's cooking where he smiled when he saw her determination since it reminded him of his great friend Yukihira. Lefay worked hard with Noelle where she would not let her rest until she ran out of magical reserves. Issei. Issei, the truth is I already feel the change. Issei. If we put it into numbers, let's say you have 20% of 100. Issei. What? That is very little. Issei. The only thing you have achieved so far is to increase your resistance more and think a little more as well as having some tricks to fight. Issei. But that's already a lot. Issei. That's something I taught you. For your skills to increase you must create them yourself, only then that percentage will increase. Issei. Like. Issei. Right now you're blocked from many things and it's time for us to go out. Issei. Where? Issei. Let's meet your partner. Starting to walk to the base where Issei followed him. Minutes later they arrived at their destination where most of them were in the dining room. Issei. Captain Yami, I need a favor. Yami? What do you want, brat? Issei. I leave with Asta today and we'll come back tomorrow. Yami? Do whatever you want but you must do something. Asta. What a thing. Yami? They must overcome their limits. Asta. That's how it will be, Captain Yami. Giving him a determined smile where Yami just nodded and let out a puff of smoke. Lefei? You're not going to overdo it, right? Issei. Of course not. Lefei. And what do you know about that? Issei. Send someone but at the moment there is no news, we just have to wait. Noel. What are you talking about? Issei. We are looking for a friend, but to date there are no results. Magma. That doesn't matter, you two better come back soon since Asta and Noel will have their first mission. Asta. Seriously great and why? Magma. It's a surprise. Issei. Tell me Lefei how your students' percentage is going. Lefei. 35%. She said it with pride where Noel just smiled. Issei. Well, tomorrow Asta will have 50%, so get ready ha 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 ha. Going to the exit where Asta just raised his hand to say goodbye to everyone. While Lefei got up from his seat. Lefei. Noel, there is no time to rest today, we will train more seriously. Noel. Wait, I'm tired. Without waiting for a response she was dragged to the exit where the others said nothing. Issei grabbed Asta by the neck and took a big leap to leave the place where Asta just screamed with excitement. Minutes later they were in the center of the forest. Asta. What are we going to do here? Issei. Lend me your grimoire. Asta, without understanding, just nodded and took it from his waist and gave it to Issei where he threw it into the sky and began to make seals at great speed where when it fell back into his hands the book shined, dining on Asta where when he regained his sight. He was surprised to see someone else in front of both of them. Issei. He will be your partner or enemy. Asta. Wait, it came from my grimoire. I didn't expect our meeting to be so soon. Asta. What's your name? A human like you does not deserve to know my name. Issei. Well I'll go around while you both talk. Summoning a katana where he inserted it into the earth where she then left the place. Asta just yelled at her not to leave, but in the end she lost sight of him. Meanwhile Issei arrived at a lake where she took a seat on the ground. Issei. If they both get along well they will be a couple to fear. Having a smile on her face where she then laid down on the ground where she saw the clouds. Issei. Reminds me of Shikamaru ha 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 ha. During that time Issei heard several screams and sounds of swords where minutes later she heard nothing more. At that moment he got up and went again where he saw them both already calm. Issei. I see that it went well for you. Asta. His name is Lieb and he will help me since he has something against a demon. Issei. I see. Lieb. Hey how you got me out of that grimoire. Issei. Secret but if you want to come back, tell me. Lieb. I have to do it because they will be scared to see me in this form. Issei. Yes, but don't worry, you can leave at will. Lieb. Well, Asta, you must keep your promise. Asta just nodded with a smile where Lieb instantly returned to the grimoire. Issei. Well then it's time for real training. Asta. Wait what? And the previous thing that was? Issei. Preparation since now is the time to exploit your true talent. Taking the katana from the ground and giving it to Asta where it instantly turned black with red lines. Issei. That is my gift for your victory. Where the grimoire began to float and the katana entered it. Issei. I hope it helps you in the future. Asta. Thank you. And I will give my all to be strong. Issei. Well if so. Taking attack position with his fists. Issei. Then attack me. Asta instantly drew his sword and attacked. The next day they were both returning to where Lefei saw them as she spent the entire day and night training Noel where she was on the ground with no energy. Lefei noticed how Issei carried Asta like a sack of potatoes since he was tired. Issei. For now everything is going well and from what I see you have exploited your student. Lefei. I want to be a good teacher like you. Issei. The girls know you are. Lefei. Let's take them to their room since they will soon go on their mission just like us. Issei. Seriously, and where? Lefei. We have to take care of a noble with Charmy-senpai. Issei. Not bad. Entering the base and taking Asta to her room and Lefei to her friend. Later Magma took them both on her mission, which would be to marry wild boars, while Issei went with her companions. Charmy. Well, let's finish this quickly so we can get back to cooking. Lefei. He has a great passion for food. Charmy. This is how he likes to discover unique ingredients. Issei. I understand you. Charmy. Who taught you how to cook? Issei. I learned on my own, but not long ago I had some teachers who trained me. Charmy. They must cook very well. Issei. That's right, your food is legendary. Noticing the look of joy on his partner's face. The three continued on their way where they had no problems with their mission. A month passed where Asta and Noel went on another mission with luck to a dungeon where they had problems, but in the end they succeeded where Asta discovered a new sword to continue fighting. Issei and Lefei on the other hand had more dangerous missions where they went alone since Issei insisted to Yami, where in the end she accepted and let them go. Both caused a lot of damage, but with good results. Although both of them did not neglect the training of her friends and continued to push them where Noel could already control her magic almost perfectly and Asta could fly using her sword. Asta. Tell me Issei why you don't use your Grimoire. Issei. You know Asta I have many weapons to fight with but I forget them like the Grimoire. Noel. You never say what she does. Vanessa. It's true that he does. Issei. They really want to know. Everyone present nodded as they were very curious. Issei. Let's say I can use any magic. Asta. Like. Issei stood up and took out the Grimoire from him where the book opened and a golden sword came out of it being the same style as Asta's. Issei. What do you think? Asta. It's similar to mine. Issei. She is her twin. My Grimoire allows me to replicate the magic of others but to a more superior version. Magma. Hey, that would be cheating. Issei. It could be, but I'm not going to copy you, don't worry. Putting away the Grimoire again. Yami. Well, leaving the nonsense aside, Asta and Noel have to go give a report about their previous mission. Asta. Great. Yami. And you too. Issei. I'm sorry but I have plans. Yami. I don't care, I'm in charge here. Issei. But I refuse. Yami only had a vein appear on her forehead and he grabbed the hilt of his katana where the rest just watched carefully what would happen. Yami. Dark magic. He didn't finish as Issei stomped on the ground causing a tremor. Issei. Wow, what a coincidence. Well we have to go. Taking Lefei in his arms and leaving the place where they both heard Yami's screams. Lefei. You like to make him angry. Issei. Ha 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 it's fun. Lefei. Tell me Issei, don't you miss the others? Issei. Yes, but we have a mission and those two are not yet 100% trained. Lefei. Tell me how long you think it will take for Noel to tell him about her feelings. Issei. There is still a long way to go since Asta only thinks about fighting and being the wizard king. But don't worry about that, I put it to study so that you realize that. Lefei. They make a good couple since they are both fun. Issei. I know. Thanks for everything Lefei. Lefei. What's that about? Issei. Although Arena is my first childhood friend, you involved me in the supernatural since I promised to be strong so I could protect you. Lefei. To this day I am grateful for having failed with that spell. Issei smiled at him and they both landed near a lake where Issei instantly got on his knees. Where then he took out a box from his pocket making Lefei smile since she was not expecting that. Seconds later Issei opened the box showing a ring. Issei. Lefei Pendragon, will you marry me? Chap. 129. Issei was on his knees waiting for the answer while Lefei had his head down where Issei noticed a tear fall from his face. Upon noticing this, he was about to say something but Lefei instantly threw himself on top of him, giving him a hug. Lefei. Yes, I want to marry you. Releasing tears of happiness where Issei reciprocated the hug, they stayed like that for a few minutes until they separated where Issei wiped her tears. Lefei. I've been waiting for this moment to come. Issei. Sorry for that, I know it took me a long time, but I wanted it to be special. Lefei. It doesn't matter the place, just doing it is more than enough. Giving him the hand where Issei took the ring out of the box and was able to make Lefei form a big smile. Lefei. I will never forget this day. Issei. Me neither. Lefei. And when will you do the same with the others? Issei. I want it to be special for each one. Lefei. They will be very happy to know that you are ready. Issei. It's something I put off for a long time because of the fighting, but it's time to move on since we have a family. Lefei. Thank you Issei. Taking a seat near him where he in turn put his head on his partner's shoulder. They stayed like that for several minutes until Issei felt something as did Lefei. Issei. They are attacking the city. Lefei. We have to go to help. Issei. Sure. Standing up where she began to fly just like Lefei heading towards the city. It didn't take them long to arrive where just by doing so they noticed a lot of destruction. Isay. Lefei, you help evacuate the civilians while I stop them. Lefei. Okay. Isay. One thing and that is be careful. Lefei gave him a small smile and left for the destination while Issei saw the current situation. Seconds later he extended his hand downwards where he clenched his fist, causing seconds later hundreds of creatures began to emerge where they began to attack all enemies. Issei. Alicia's ability is amazing. Looking for her friend where it didn't take long to find him. Meanwhile in the other dimension, the girls who had gone to the Aztec faction had already finished the talk with the leaders and after a week they signed the contract for an alliance. Esdeath. It was a long time for them to do it. Seraphil. Well, they had to think about it a lot, and after hearing the current situation that they are being attacked, it was time to have allies. Amaterasu. So since everything is ready we can go. Tiamat. I would like that since that's good. She said it a little upset since a person was hugging her, being Quetzalcoatl. Since they arrived she has not separated from the dragon since he wanted to fight her, but Tiamat refused every time. Ereshkigal. Seriously, they'll leave. Ishtar. They have been very fun days. Also I thought Issei would come for you, but in the end he didn't. Amaterasu. He's busy solving some problems. Asami. My brother is very well known. Ereshkigal. Well he has done so many things that some are hard to believe. Nezuko. He helps whenever he can. Quetzalcoatl. I wanted to fight him. Esdeath. If you want, I can grant you your wish. Ishtar. Tell me Asami what Issei was like when he was little, maybe he was very attached to you. Asami. Honestly, I would like to forget the past since I made so many mistakes in my life. I made Issei suffer a lot. Serafal. You should stop that now. If you keep remembering that you will make Issei upset since he left him. Asami. I know and I will do that. Ereshkigal. They want to go to the river, the water must be very good now. Amaterasu. Sure. The group of girls was about to leave until someone entered the room. Wow, don't be late at the end. Quetzalcoatl. What a shame we have plans so go. Come on, don't be like that because I'm not joining you. We'll be able to get along. Esdeath. With that stupid attitude you have, it's impossible for that to happen. Tiamat. Don't try to be clever. If we want this alliance to work, it would not be better for someone from their factions to marry someone from ours. Serafal. That will never happen since what I hate the most is a mandatory marriage. We can get along well. And all of you are not so bad. Ereshkigal. Hey, you're going too far with your words. You don't get involved since in the end you are not even part of this faction. Quetzalcoatl. I won't let you talk like that to my friends. Besides, they have a partner, better give up. Who is it? Esdeath. He is the man who proclaimed himself the strongest of the factions. His name is Igarashi Issei. Oh I see, maybe they talk about the liar, since the only thing I hear from him are lies. Ishtar. Everything they say about him is true. He is a liar, don't worry girls, I will help you. Nezuko. Don't talk about him like that. I don't like to fight, but if they speak ill of him I will let my fury guide me. Such a pretty girl shouldn't say such words. Tiamat. And if we kill him? Esdeath. It doesn't matter if the alliance is destroyed, we won't let you talk about him like that. Serafal. You're right, he has created many enemies for us, it's time we defend him too. Amaterasu. I'm ready. Taking the hilt of his katana. This will be fun, but you should know that if you lose you are obliged to be with me. Nezuko. Only if you want corpses since no one would be with someone like you. Many would like to be with me since I am Tezcatlipoca. Esdeath. I don't care who you are. Tezcatlipoca. Come on, come, I'm ready. One of the girls was about to go, but then Quetzalcoatl came forward, hitting him in the face and taking him out of the room. Quetzalcoatl. This one Isama will not let you talk like that about her sisters. Tiamat. Wait what? Quetzalcoatl just winked at him and left the room. Ereshkigal. We will help them and I don't like him. Ishtar. The name of a legend must not be tarnished. Leaving the room like the rest of the girls. Asami. I won't allow you to say those words that hurt anyone. Summoning a sword and going in the same way. Tezcatlipoca was coming out of the rubble where he noticed the group of girls. Tezcatlipoca. Wow, this fight doesn't concern you three, so I'll let you go. Quetzalcoatl. I haven't given you a lesson for a while, how about we get started? Cracking his fists where he saw Nezuko where she gave him a smile and instantly they both started running. Tezcatlipoca, upon seeing both of them, took out his weapon ready to attack, being at Nezuko, where he attacked her with great speed where Nezuko was about to hit her face, but he cut her arm. The three girls and Tezcatlipoca were surprised when they saw this because they thought he was going to evade him, but that was not the case. But the three girls were surprised to see how Nezuko took his arm with her other hand and hit him. Seconds later she put it back on. Nezuko. You are very trusting. Quetzalcoatl. Hey, that was great. Nezuko. In the past I couldn't control my abilities very well, but thanks to the training of all the girls, now I can use it at will. Putting pink fire on her fist. Esdeath. Give us some action. Serafal. Now it's time to try new skills. And what better than using an idiot? Where the group of girls launched the attack. Returning to Issei thanks to her invocations the enemies were quickly defeated, although some magicians mistook them for enemies, but it was still a victory for the Clover Kingdom. Although when the enemy escaped they took a star with them. Lefei. We'll go for him. Issei. Don't worry, he'll be back. At that moment Charmy and Noel arrived, being the most worried. Noel. We have to go save Bicasta. Lefei. Don't worry, he'll be back. Noel. I don't care about that idiot with muscles. Issei. You know that words hurt more than a blow. Noel. It's the truth. Issei. Right now Asta may take that as a joke, but later it will be different and will only cause him to distance himself from you over time. Noel. Lefei. Try to be more sincere with your feelings. I know it will take your time, but in the end you will get there. Noel nodded, but then she noticed something in her friend's hand. Noel. And that ring. Lefei. Before coming here Issei proposed to me. Giving a big smile leaving Noel shocked and causing Charmy to choke on her food. Noel. It's not time for that yet. Lefei. I have known Issei since I was a child, so it was inevitable that this day would come, but if he took longer, it would have had to be me who proposed it to him. Noel. I see. I congratulate you. Giving a hug to her friend and teacher. Charmy. Congratulations sensei, that's just why I'll make dinner. Issei. I'll be eager to try it. Giving a smile to her senpai, but at that moment the sky began to turn black, where several lightning bolts sounded, and then it turned red. Lefei. Issei, this is not good, right? Noticing Issei's serious look where he clenched his fists. Issei. A battle is approaching where the magicians are not ready for this disaster. Lefei. Don't tell me. Issei. That old man made the move for him. Looking around and noticing the fear of the civilians and the concern of the magicians since not long ago they came out of an attack. Issei. They're coming. Noticing how hundreds of demons came out of the portal. Chap. 130. Meanwhile, in another place, Qian Rengsu was fighting with the dark version of her, since it was the only way to pass exam number 7, where she had a difficult time, since she was often tempted by the dark version of her, but in the end she remembered why. I wanted to be strong. After defeating the enemy she managed to draw the sword. You have done well. Qian Rengsu. I am very close to achieving my goal. Do you still think about them? You must know that you have been here for a long time. Qian Rengsu. They are my family and I will never forget them. My daughter will be waiting for me day and night. If she had continued with her training perhaps. Qian Rengsu. She won't be in this place, Eri deserves a happy life, she is fine where she is. Now I have level 92, I know I still have a long way to go to be with them. Staying in that place to cultivate will help you a lot, so just wait for your 8th exam. She just nodded and the man left the place. Qian Rengsu thought. I will never forget them. Girls and my beautiful daughter and the most important person in my life. Remembering Issei's smile where she motivated herself to be stronger. On another side being the Sea God Island, Tangsan was taking out the trident where she was having a lot of difficulty where her body was being engulfed in fire as it was very difficult for her. Rongrong was supporting him with her ability to give him more stamina while Xiao Wu could only watch. Minutes later and Tangsan was able to achieve his goal and Rongrong had a breakthrough in his cultivation where one of his rings turned red. Seconds later Tangsan fell to the ground due to lack of energy where both girls left since they couldn't do much. The next day the group was waiting for him where Tangsan came down the stairs and his friends congratulated him on his achievement. But at that moment the sky turned black and they heard a lot of thunder. He must be taking the test too. Where instantly everyone heard the screams of Issei's clone coming from the sky. Xiao Wu wanted to go, but Tangsan stopped her. Xiao Wu. I must go to brother Issei, he is alone. Tangsan. I want to go too, but it's his test and we can't interfere, we can only wait. Looking at the sky like the rest. At that moment the clone summoned the hammer and raised it to the sky where hundreds of lightning bolts surrounded it and the hammer began to grow, leaving those below in shock. Seconds later the clone began to walk down and saw all of his companions with a smile as always. Tangsan. You did well from what I see. Clone Issei. Believe it or not, that hurt me, but I'm ready to continue. Tangsan. Brother Issei, we are going back, there are many problems. Clone Issei. I understand but I must continue, I have much more work than you. Going to his friends and giving them a goodbye hug where then the clone left the place. Returning to the original, he and several people were watching the demons come out. Issei. Lefei. He couldn't finish because at that moment a large red lightning bolt fell on him. Where Lefei was about to enter but Issei spoke. Issei. Don't do it Lefei, this is because of my clone. Lefei. What do you mean? Issei. My clone. Where Issei began to scream since there was a lot of power that was reaching him at once where he spit out blood. Lefei, seeing that, got scared while the others didn't know what else to say, Noel and Charmy. Several minutes passed where they could only hear Issei's screams until he stopped at the end. Lefei went to him. Issei. Wow, he's advanced more than I expected. Lefei. What was all that? Besides, it's that mark on your forehead. Issei. I'll tell you later. Lefei, I need a favor from you. Lefei. Tell me. Issei. My rings are unbalanced right now, I need a few minutes to cultivate. Lefei. I'll take care of them. Issei just nodded and took a lotus position where his rings manifested, leaving everyone present in shock since that was unique to see. Lefei. We have to stop all those demons or soon everything will be a catastrophe. Noel. It will be impossible, plus we have just been attacked, many magicians don't have the strength. Lefei. We will still have to fight while Issei gets better. Charmy. I'll go look for the others. Lefei. Well, I will go with Noel and others to stop their advance. Creating a magic circle and changing into his battle suit created by Issei. Noel was surprised when she saw that suit because she liked it. Lefei. It's time to fight, seriously, while we wait for Issei to recover. Seeing how he was meditating. At that moment he took flight while Noel activated her Valkyrie armor and followed his friends. Many captains also went to help. All those responsible for the attack were previously surprised to see such a thing. Asta was worried about his friends since his partner told him that they were demons and were heading towards the city of Clover. At that moment, he used all his power to get out of the prison where he was, where in the end he succeeded, where he flew away at great speed to go help his friends. The enemies decided not to go after him since seeing such a situation, it was better for them to continue on their way. Lefei created several magic circles and used his Grimoire to launch several attacks against his rival, while Noel created a spear to defend himself against his enemy. Lefei thought. What the hell did you do Rizivim to try to destroy this world? I just have to wait for Issei to recover. Creating a spit to evade an attack. Minutes passed and many magicians joined the fight as did the Black Bulls. It didn't take long for Asta to reach her destination where, without thinking, she many times launched into the attack. Asta. Noel, how is the situation? Noel. Bicasta, how come? Asta. Then I'll tell you, tell me what's happening. Noel. Most of them are low level, but there are many of them. I don't think we resisted much longer with the previous attack. Lefei. The other Black Bulls are taking care of the civilians. The Golden Dawn arrived not long ago, so both of them go with them since they have previously fought together. Noel. And you. Lefei. I will wait for Issei, the only one he can fight with. Asta. Something happened to him. Lefei. His abilities went out of control at a bad time, we can only wait. Going on the attack just like the couple. Meanwhile Issei had his eyes closed as he was processing all the resources that came where he saw all the tests that his clone had to pass. Just like how well he was doing with his brothers. One of the demons saw Issei sitting where he formed a smile and lunged at him ready to kill him. Lefei, seeing that, went after him, but when the demon was about to arrive, Issei opened his eyes where he grabbed him by the neck where he squeezed him, killing him instantly as his head fell to the ground. Lefei. Issei, I got careless. Issei. Don't worry, I'm fine now. We have to end this and go find that demon. Lefei just smiled at him where they both took flight. While he was in heaven, many demons surrounded him. Issei raised his hand creating several magic circles of different colors. Lefei, seeing that, did the same thing, only with fewer magic circles. At that moment thousands of attacks were against all the demons, hitting them squarely. Issei. Well, I was processing everything. I agreed to look for Rizivim and he is no longer there. Lefei. What will we do? Issei. He found out about my presence, that's why he did this. The same thing happened as in Nezuko's world, when he saw me he left. Lefei. You tell me. Issei. We finished them off and it's best to leave. Our mission ends this day. Lefei. I understand. Issei kissed her on the forehead and left the place as he went to look for Issei. Asta. Asta. Issei, there are many demons, you have an idea. Issei. That's right. Remember the skill he showed you in the past. Asta. Yes, but I don't feel ready yet. Issei. I know you are. If we combine our ability we can overload that portal and thus be able to close it. Asta. Fine, I'll do it. Issei smiled at him where he lowered himself to the ground just like Asta. At that moment Issei took position as did Asta. Asta Issei. Kami-hami-hi-i-i-i. Where they both launched a great attack, being a red and a gray where they combined, making it more powerful and colliding in the portal. The other magicians, seeing that, looked for their origin and were surprised to see who they were. Issei. Don't give up Asta, it won't be long. Asta. My magic is not giving up, is not giving up. Screaming with all his might, Issei, upon seeing such determination, only smiled and then increased his power even more. Everyone watched as the portal was slowly closing where Issei noticed red eyes before the portal closed completely. Just by doing so, the sky returned to normal and the magicians celebrated with happiness since they had won. While Asta fell to the ground as his whole body hurt. Issei. You did it exact friend. Asta. It's all thanks to you. Issei gave her a smile and then a note. Asta. What is this? Issei. A skill that will help you in the future. And also what you have to study. Asta. Because you give it to me. Issei. Until I have to go back, my mission is over. It was a fun few more months having a friend like you, but I have to stop someone. Asta. I can help you. Issei. Thank you, but you have your own enemies. Asta. We will meet again. Issei. Sure, don't worry. And one more thing, you should watch Noel more, I know you'll notice. Asta just raised an eyebrow and without understanding she nodded where Issei just laughed. At the end he extended his hand, which Asta took, then Issei took the path where Lefei only waved goodbye to Asta. Lefei. We'll go home. Issei. Yes, I'll go look for Rizavam, I promise I'll come back. Lefei. I have to report what happened, no. Issei. Only girls like that don't worry the leaders anymore. I promise you and the others that I will return soon, this time I will look for him even under the stones. Lefei. I know you will. Issei. My cultivation improved and thanks to this it will be impossible for him to escape. Opening a portal where Lefei approached Issei and gave him a kiss. Lefei. Don't be late, yes. Issei. I promise and greet me all. Lefei just nodded and entered the portal where it instantly closed. After that Issei created another one in the direction of Rizavam since she easily found it this time. When he left the portal he was facing a side where he began to walk. He was about to jump but at that moment someone spoke to him. Hey, who are you? Maybe you are an enemy. Issei. I'm lost, ha. I don't believe you. Launching himself at Issei where he just let out a sigh at what was happening. Chap. 131. The man ran after Issei where he was still looking ahead and when the man was about to hit him, Issei just raised his fist, causing the man to fall to the ground unconscious. Without looking back at his enemy, he better continued on his way since he had no time for games. He walked for a few minutes until he came out of the forest where just doing so he saw in the distance a city that was being attacked. Without thinking much he went to the place where upon entering he noticed how gravity disappeared and everything was levitating. Issei searched for the origin until he found it. He was about to go but in the distance he saw a blonde-haired girl on her knees where he spit blood. Issei went to her and stood at her level. Issei. You're fine. The girl looked up where she was a little surprised since she didn't know who the person was in front of her. But he didn't have time to ask so he just nodded. Issei. Do you know who that red man is since from what I see he is causing all this? He is a magician called August. Issei. I'll go to him. He is dangerous, don't go, you won't have a chance. Issei. From what I see, you have little energy and I also feel many people are tired. Getting up and walking towards the person it didn't take him long to reach. Issei. Friend, if you continue like this you won't get very far. August. You want to die too. Issei. You just want to be loved, don't you? August. Who are you? Issei just smiled at him and began to walk towards the sky where he stood in front of him, leaving several people surprised by what was happening. More so when she saw how Issei extended his hand. Issei. It's time for you to rest. August. Where the spell began to disappear little by little where at the end of the man's appearance. Issei. Believe it or not, you were loved. August. I'm glad to hear that. Taking Issei's hand until he completely disappeared where he just stood there. Then he saw the girl again and gave her a small smile and left the place. The blonde better left since he had things to do so he went to meet his friends. Issei flew for a few minutes until he noticed something strange, so he decided to go down and walked for a few minutes, where he was surprised to see how a blue-haired man was stepping on the body of a corpse while two women just watched the situation. Stop. The man stopped laughing and looked at them both with a serious look. You have the same smell as this disgraceful woman. Starting to laugh again. This power is Acnologia. The man created a sphere in his hand ready to kill them both where they could not do much since they had no strength. They only had to wait for the attack, but before Issei hit them he quickly stood in front of the attack, deflecting it with his hand. Issei. You are crazy from how I see and how I hear, your name is Acnologia, no. Acnologia. You also want to die. Be careful, he is a very strong dragon. Issei. Thanks for the warning. Giving both girls a smile. Seconds later Acnologia launched himself against Issei, where he evaded the blow that he took advantage of to give him one in the abdomen that sent him flying. Issei. You don't even have respect for the dead. Crouching down and looking at the burned body where he noticed something. Issei. She was your mother, wasn't she? The red-haired girl just nodded. Issei. I see. Standing up again and looking at his opponent with a serious look. Issei. You're a dragon from the looks of it, but one that feeds on other dragons makes me sick. Acnologia was about to say something, but then Issei moved quickly where she grabbed his head and embedded it in the ground, creating a crack. Issei. When someone brags about having a lot of power, he must have a way to show it, but you're not a big deal. Acnologia, upon hearing those words, became upset where she let out a great roar where she removed herself from Issei's grip and just by doing so, she returned to his dragon form. Acnologia. Damn, I will kill you and eat you. Issei. Well then come. Extending his right hand where he opened a pocket dimension where he slowly took out a sword where just taking out a little of it Acnologia felt a chill. Just taking it out, Issei pointed it at the dragon. Issei. I will make you suffer like you made her mother suffer. Acnologia took flight leaving the place where Issei only let out a sigh since she had no intention of following him. At that she turned around and walked towards both girls, but at that moment a blue-haired boy fell from the sky and began to attack Issei, where he alone defended himself from all attacks. Gel, stop. Gel. He is an enemy. He is not like that since he saved us from Acnologia. Gel saw Issei where he just put away his sword again. Issei. I can go this one. Sorry about that, but right now we are in a war. Issei. I realized this when I arrived. Excuse me, but which guild do you belong to? Issei. I am someone free. I see and thank you very much for your help. My name is Urza Scarlet and this is my partner Wendy. Issei. A pleasure to all three, my name is Igarashi Issei. At that moment a ship dropped in front of the group where a short man smiled at them. Issei. Well, they came for you. I have other things to do. Urza. Come with us. Issei. I'm looking for someone and the truth is something very important. Urza. I see. If so, I wish you luck. Issei. Thank you and well, see you another time. Giving them a smile where she jumped into the sea and started running, leaving those present in shock at what they were seeing. Issei thought. I have to get there quickly or that idiot will meet that dragon. Running faster since she had found her goal. Whereupon arriving she began to walk since it was a desert island. Issei. How much do you plan, old man? Rizavam. You will never give up, right, brat? Issei. As long as you live, that will be impossible for me. Rizavam. Well, that will be impossible for you since this will be your grave. Issei heard Rizavam's laughter and seconds later a loud roar. Issei thought. Where the hell does this great power come from? Noticing how he began to tremble and seconds later a large black dragon stood in front of Issei. Issei. What did you do to him? Rizavam. He just wanted more power and I gave it to him. You think my trips were for nothing, everything had a purpose and he will be the one who will destroy you. Where the dragon let out a roar. Acnologia. I will kill you for what you did to me before. Issei. Then come for me. Where he began to levitate and at the same time a light blue armor was formed like his dragon slayer of the same color. Plus his hair color changed to the same color to adapt to the power of a dragon slayer. Issei. I will give my all to defeat you. Where he took out a seal and threw it at Rizavam where he locked him up. Issei. You're not going anywhere. Rizavam. Damn, how you dare. You kill him now and I will give you more power. Acnologia only formed a big smile where he lunged at Issei where he only had a serious look. Chap. 132. Rizavam was upset to see Issei again since he always destroyed all of his plans and he was even more upset since he couldn't leave because of the seal. Issei. So much power made you crazier than you were. Acnologia. Humans must disappear and I will be in charge of destroying everything, hahaha. Issei. I'm sorry but that dream won't come true for you. Fighting against Acnologia where he launched several magical attacks that Issei deflected or destroyed and when he was close to the dragon, he cut off the same arm that had regenerated with the help of Rizavam. Acnologia just smiled where he was instantly regenerated. Issei. I see that is the regeneration of Muzin's demons. Rizavam. Hahaha, you have no chance, no matter how much you fight you will die. Issei. Nothing is impossible, old man. Extending his hand where he took out his katana where he threw it into the air just like the dragon slayer, where instantly both weapons merged leaving Rizavam and Acnologia surprised plus the dragon, since he felt great power. Issei. The dragon slayer was sold by the dragon kings and the two celestial dragons just like the two gods. Remembering when Aride created the sword and how the dragons were gathered in front of the sword and how they let a drop of their blood fall on the sword. At that moment Issei cut his hand and let a drop of his own blood fall, where the sword changed color to black as night as did his armor and hair. Issei. Prepare for your death. Going against Acnologia and making several cuts where the dragon only let out great screams of pain, since not even the regeneration was working and each attack was more painful. Issei wanted to end the battle quickly and was about to cut off the dragon's head, but then Rizavam created a chain that took Issei's foot. Rizavam. Go and destroy everything. Giving him a big smile making Acnologia leave the place while Issei just stood there. Rizavam was about to say something, but Issei stood in front of him with a very serious look. Issei. You think human life is trash? Rizavam. For me, all humans are garbage that only serve for my games. Issei instantly hit him in the face, destroying several of his teeth. Issei. You are a coward just like your father. Rizavam upon hearing that got very upset, wanting to hurt Issei, but it was impossible. Issei. You're afraid to die and that's why they send all their soldiers to cover your back. But I know you're just a clone. Rizavam. How did you realize? Issei. Because you are just like your father. Because if you were the real one right now you would be asking for mercy like him. You know I still remember when he crawled to my feet asking for mercy. Rizavam. Those are lies, you're only human, hahaha, stop lying. Issei placed his hand on Rizavam's forehead where he saw the memories of Issei's battle against Amas and how Lucifer was on his knees. Issei. As they say, like father, like son, hahaha. Rizz of 'em. Damn. But it doesn't matter since I'm just a clone and you will never find me, ha 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 ha. Issei. Maybe, but you will die slowly. Putting the sword away and returning to his true form, where seconds later he put his hand into Rizz of 'em's chest and created a sphere inside. Issei. You are 1,000th of that old man's soul, and that is more than enough. I just put a curse on you that will kill you slowly, but with great pain. Every minute of your life will be torture. Rizz of 'em. I will kill you. Blood spurting on Issei's face. Issei. I'll be waiting for that moment. Where he instantly created a sphere of Hakai, destroying the body completely. At the end he let out a sigh and consented to look for Acnologia, where, to her bad luck, he was already destroying everything in her path. He quickly took flight to the city where he realized something. Issei thought. Damn, Rizz of 'em, you split that dragon in two. Ascending since he recognized someone in the entire group present. Issei. Urza. Upon hearing her name she looked up where she saw Issei descend. Who are you? Urza. He is an ally who saved me from Acnologia not long ago. Thank you very much, boy, seriously. Issei. Don't worry about it, old man. Urza. Right now Acnologia is coming here, but something is different. Issei. He's not the same as before, now he's much more powerful, you have to be careful. Our friends are not there. Issei. I know they must be with the spirit of that dragon. I will go to them, but I will leave someone here. Creating a clone, leaving everyone present more excited to see how Issei gave him a sword and how the clone's appearance changed. Issei. It's partly my fault that he got here and I didn't manage to kill him in time. Urza. But how are you going to find them? Issei just gave her a smile and created a dimensional gap. What's that? Issei. Something that will take me with them, but hey, this is not the time to waste time, I wish you luck. Entering the gap, leaving everyone with the clone. Clone. Acnologia will arrive in the city in a few minutes, it is time for all of you to prepare. Boy, where are you from? The clone only gave him a smile where he took flight in search of his prey, where he took an attack position. Meanwhile Issei concentrated where it didn't take long to reach his destination. Issei. See you again. Acnologia looked back where she was surprised to see Issei, since no one could get there without his permission. Issei looked to the sides where he saw some crystals and how people were inside it. But she was a little surprised to see a pink-haired man with a dragon slayer power. She quickly went to him and pulled him out of the glass. Issei. You look bad, friend. Seeing the state of his arm where he healed it in an instant, leaving him surprised. Who are you and how did you do that? Even Wendy would take her time. Issei saw the rest of the crystals where he saw the girl from before where she freed them all. Acnologia. When will you stop interfering in my affairs? Issei. You became my problem ever since you made a deal on that old man. Acnologia. Who does not want more power to rule and destroy everyone? Issei. Just an idiot. Seeing the others who took an attack position. Seconds later the dragon slayers launched the attack where Wendy increased everyone's resistance, while Issei just watched the situation. It didn't take Acnologia a minute to defeat them all where he launched an attack on Natsu that Issei deflected. Issei. If you fight like this you won't get very far. Acnologia. Everyone must die because I am the strongest in this world. Issei. Never proclaim yourself the strongest if you don't have the power to back up those words. Starting to run where Acnologia launched several attacks that Issei deflected with his hands where, being close to Acnologia, he crouched down to evade a blow where he took the opportunity to hit him with one in the abdomen that sent him flying. The dragon slayers were surprised as he hurt them with just his fist. Issei. Let's see what the strongest dragon in this world is capable of. Starting to walk towards Acnologia. Meanwhile outside the clone was standing in front of the sea waiting for the dragon's arrival. Urza. Who you really are. Clone. Only my boss could tell you that. Urza. Still, thanks for the help. Clone. This is partly someone's fault, that's why he's stronger than before, so be careful. Taking out a pair of demon wings and taking flight as he noticed the arrival of the dragon. Meanwhile Issei was beating Acnologia with his bare fist, where he took him by the foot and began to hit him from side to side, causing Acnologia to only spit out blood. Issei. Come on Acnologia, you call yourself the strongest, but I see that you lied. Acnologia, upon hearing those words, got up from the ground, all upset, and went against Issei, hitting him in the face, which he stopped with just 2 fingers. Issei. There will always be someone stronger than you and me. Grabbing Acnologia by the head with both of his hands where he kneed him, destroying several of his teeth. Acnologia could not grow it, a simple human was humiliating him where he stood up and instantly he left the place. Natsu. Hey, where he went? Issei. He merged with his body. We have to leave or it will cause many deaths. Opening a dimensional breach where he crossed the group from a barrier where he made them enter. Just leaving they noticed a lot of destruction in the city and how Issei's clone was fighting with Acnologia. At that Issei made him disappear where the previous memories came to him. I also noticed how Acnologia was changing. Issei thought. I inject that into him too. Leaving his thoughts, he noticed several wizards tired from the fight. Issei. Your name is Natsu, isn't it? Natsu? Oh yeah. Issei. Take your friends, something bad will happen soon. Where a large red fireball was going towards them, Natsu stood in front ready to eat it, but Issei deflected the fireball. Natsu? Hey. Issei. That is not a common fire since it has the power of destruction. You would have died if you had eaten it. Natsu hearing that turned pale. Issei. Leave, I'll continue. Taking flight while the rest went to look for his friends. Acnologia. I will kill you, damn it. He said it with a very deep voice while his body changed, leaving him almost pure skeleton. Issei. 7th skill. True body seeing fusion. Her golden body manifested, leaving the mangoes in shock where Acnologia smiled where he began to want to absorb thinking it was magic, but it was impossible. At that Issei created a sword that little by little changed its color. Issei. These are the flames of the sun goddess. Where a solar ray fell on the sword. Issei. These are the flames capable of destroying even the soul of a god. Where a blood-red fire enveloped the sword in the same way. Issei. These are the flames of a yokai. Enveloping the sword was a celestial flame where all the flames merged, causing Acnologia to tremble for the first time. Issei. Any power you possess does not belong to you, so your destiny is to die. Lowering the large sword where Acnologia wanted to flee, but some chakra chains stopped his escape. With no other option, he launched several attacks to destroy the sword, but any attack that touched the sword was destroyed instantly. Issei. I hope that in your next life you will be someone good. Cutting Acnologia in half where instantly both halves began to burn until not even the ashes remained. Issei deactivated the spirit form and just let out a sigh as he remembered that he had 2 fights in 2 different worlds. Meanwhile in the other dimension Lefei was leaving the portal where the first thing he saw was how Tiamat and Esdeath had their foot on a half-dead man. Lefei. What are they doing? When the group heard that voice of hers, they were happy to see her where they went to give her a hug. At the end, they saw on the sides looking for a person. Lefei. Issei went somewhere else following Rizavam. I came back to report. Serafal. I see how bad it is. Looking down at her whereas he did so he noticed something in her hand, causing her eyes to widen. Serafal. Lefei, don't tell me that ring. The others upon hearing that saw Lefei's hand making the same expression where Lefei gave them a big smile. Lefei. That's right, Issei proposed to me. Instantly the group gave her a hug to congratulate her. Nezuko. I'm glad she said she. Amaterasu. That means. Lefei. Issei is ready. And don't worry, he told me to take his time, so wait. Serafal. I'm already getting excited so if that's the case we have to go home to break the news. Lefei. Before what they do here. Asami. It's a long story. Come on, I'll tell you on the way. Where the group took a path but they stopped their path since 3 people were following them. Tiamat. It's serious. Quetzalcoatl. We are friends, no. Plus I want to meet him. But Ereshkigal was all red with shame and Ishtar didn't know what to say. Serafal and Lefei just smiled when they saw that and nodded since they knew that sooner or later he would pass by the photo they saw from the future. Where the entire group continued on their way while a man barely asked for help but no one paid attention. In the other dimension everyone went to the guild called Fairy Tale, where they insisted Issei go where he finally accepted. Natsu. Hey, that was great, it makes me want to fight you. What are you saying, Flames? Natsu. Shut up, Ice Cube. Where they both collided their foreheads ready to fight but Aridit arrived with a serious look, scaring both of them who quickly ran away. Issei. That's normal. Urza. Here it is normal that the majority fight. Issei. I see but this place feels like a familiar aura. It's because Fairy Tale is a family and thanks for everything, my name is Makarov. Issei. My name is Igarashi Issei. Makarov. Have fun, this party is more for you since you defeated Acnologia. Issei. I'll do that. Urza. Then let's go. Taking Issei's hand with a smile, leaving those closest to her in shock since that was unusual for her. Issei on the other hand didn't take it seriously and nodded. Where they partied all night until someone challenged them. If you beat her in drinking you will have all my respect. Issei. And that. Natsu. This is Kana and well she likes to drink and to date no one has beaten her. Urza. Don't listen to these idiots. Issei. I accept. Everyone was surprised when they heard that and quickly put a table in the center and 2 cups of alcohol. Kana. You're ready to lose. Issei. Hahaha come on. Where they both started drinking while the others supported Kana since they knew she would win. Hours passed and Issei drank like he had never done, leaving several people surprised by her speed. Issei. You give up. Kana. I hiccup poo hip I can't hiccup all night. Taking one more drink where she instantly fell to the ground unconscious leaving everyone in shock since she had lost. Urza. And the winner is Issei. Raising Issei's hand where he gave a big smile. Natsu. Wow, you beat him. Maybe alcohol doesn't affect you. Issei. I think so. Watching a blue cat with wings pass by. Issei. The flying cat hahaha. Natsu. What's that about? Issei. Sorry, but I had to say it reminded me of something. Natsu. Well, hey, I want to introduce you to my friends and as you saw, that's my partner Happy. The blonde girl over there is Lucy and the ice cube is Gray. Where Gray instantly punched him in the face, Issei just laughed a little and went to the bar. You like the party? Where they put a glass of water in front of him. Issei. It's fun, I honestly haven't had fun like this in a while. Watching how several began to fight and how Urza began to hit everyone, causing Issei to break out in sweat because of it. That's how it is in Fairy Tail, over time you get used to this environment. Issei. I can tell. Where then the girl put a milkshake near her. Issei. But, those four are my own. Giving her a wink where Issei just smiled at her and held out her hand. Issei. My name is Issei. Warahin Strauss. Issei took the milkshake and walked a little where he went up to the second floor since he was calmer and while there he walked a little and saw a pamphlet that caught his attention. Issei. A mission that no one has been able to accomplish for more than 100 years. Where Issei instantly formed a smile on his face. Issei. It's interesting. Sorry girls but I have something to do. Taking the pamphlet where he opened a window and was about to leave but someone spoke to him. Urza. You intend to escape. Issei. I wanted some air haha. Urza approached Issei and took the pamphlet that surprised her. Urza. It's a very dangerous mission. Issei. Well, the truth is I like challenges and I want to see what that one is like. Urza. I see but you won't go alone. Issei. Huh. Urza. I'll go with you, I have a feeling I'll see unique things. Issei. You'll be better off here. Urza. If you don't accept, I'll tell everyone. Giving him a serious look. Issei thought. Damn he has the same look as Siko. Because she excites me so much. Giving himself a mental blow as he said that last bit. Issei was about to say something, but then a gray-haired girl spoke. Warahin. Ara, maybe they plan to leave without me. Urza. Go away. Warahin. Force me. Where they both saw each other while Issei only swallowed and came out. Issei thought. Maybe someone cursed me with bad luck. Issei. Someone else. Natsu. Me too. Issei. Oh please. Natsu. What's wrong? Issei. Not good if that's the case, we're leaving first thing tomorrow morning. Where the group raised their fists in joy. While Issei only closed the window since if she escaped she had a feeling that something worse would happen to her. Something worse than the mission they would go on. Chap. 133. It was a new day and Issei was sitting watching Guildmaster Makarov. Issei. Something's wrong for you to call me so early. Makarov. Natsu told me what you're going to do. Issei. I understand. Makarov. Because the rush to do that mission. Issei. I just need to investigate a few things to see if that old man didn't do something stupid. Makarov. I see. Will you do me a favor? Issei. If it's in my hands of course. Makarov. Take care of the boys, they are like my own children. Issei. Don't worry, being by my side nothing bad will happen to you, but I assure you that they will fight harder. Natsu, he has a lot of energy. Makarov. Ha that's the one I wish you would take care of more. I'm also surprised that Marahin is going with you since she stopped doing missions a long time ago. Issei. I have no idea but I will take care of her. Makarov. It's not as weak as you think, but it's okay. Tell me Issei. Issei upon hearing that just gave him a smile and nodded where Makarov began to put the tattoo under the tattoo of a lion and both curses. Makarov. And what is all that? Issei. Memories of some battles from the past. It didn't take long where at the end the seal was ready, being golden in color. Makarov. Welcome to Fairy Tail. Issei. Well it's time to go. Extending his hand that the old man took where seconds later Issei made his way to the exit. Once outside he stayed waiting as his traveling companion said goodbye to his friends. Minutes later the group was leaving where Issei noticed more people. Natsu. Ha it will be an interesting battle. Issei. Who are they? Urza. You must already know Gray and well, the one behind him, the Juvia, doesn't want to leave him. Wendy. Hello and I hope to help. And this is my partner Charles. Issei. Okay. You have to be Lucy, no. Lucy. Hey, how do you know my name? Issei. Natsu told me yesterday, but hey, it's time to go, it's a long trip. Taking the path while the rest followed him. Warahin. Because you wish to take this mission. Issei. Investigation I guess but if there's nothing wrong I'll come back. Warahin. Just that. Issei. Exactly. The time passed where the group continued on their way where they got to know each other little by little, where at the same time Issei laughed at Natsu and Gray's fights. Once they were close to their destination, it began to fall like snow. Lucy. This is magic a lot of Ethernano. Natsu. Well, let's make a snowman. Happy better a magic doll. Warahin. This is where there is magic. Juvia. Many. Issei. Yes, but because he takes off his clothes. Pointing out to Gray that he was in boxers. Where Urza instantly hit him. Urza. Here is the most powerful and ancient magic dragon guild. Following the path like the rest where minutes later they were in front of the guild where Natsu opened it leaving everyone in shock since there was a dragon there. Welcome participants number 99. Gray. A dragon. Natsu. No, he's a human. The dragon just laughed and returned to his human form being that of an old man. My name is Issei and welcome. Issei. You are the last member of this guild. Issei. Well, many died of age and the others little by little left to create their own guilds. Seeing the group where he instantly teleported wanting to appear on Murahan's breasts but before arriving Issei took him and returned him to his position. Issei. You must feel lonely old man. Lucy. Wow, it was true that he was a pervert. Issei. Ha 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 ha, you are a good boy and before entering you must sign this contract in case you leave, you should not say anything about what you saw here, well, if you manage to leave. Issei. It won't take long for me, I just want to investigate. Natsu. We will be the first to finish this mission. Issei. Well, you already heard his reason. Where instantly the old man put all the contracts and everyone signed them. Natsu. Well, what is the mission? Issei. It is very simple and your mission will be to seal the 5 dragon gods. Its strength is on par with Acnologia. Natsu. Hunting dragons is on. Issei. Gods, that sounds interesting. Urza. You seem very calm knowing what mission it is. Issei. Half time, don't mess with me, I'm fine. Issei. And well your reward. Natsu. Oh yeah, I forgot. Issei. Whatever you want. You're the last hope, I wish you luck. Where the group took the path to the mission, already being outside, Issei stopped his step. Gray. What's up? Issei. I wish you luck on your mission guys. Urza. What the hell are you saying? Issei. Guys, although I promised to take care of you, the truth is I know how energetic you are plus 2 people. Murahan. Then what will you do? Issei. The truth is, I am someone who finishes things very quickly. If I'm going to kill someone, I'll do what I'm going to, and you guys have fun first. Urza. If so, how long would this mission take you? Issei. If it were of utmost importance to me, without lying, it would take me 2 days at most. When the boys heard that, they were surprised since that would be impossible to achieve. Lucy. You don't think you're exaggerating? Issei. It's the truth. Additionally, this mission will help you become stronger. Turning around to take another path, but at that moment someone grabbed his shirt, well, 2 people. Urza. You think you leave that easily? Murahan. You come with us and you're going to like it. Issei. Those weren't a good choice of words. She said it with a slight blush just like Murahan. Natsu. What are you talking about? Gray. Someone as stupid as you wouldn't understand. Natsu. Who are you calling stupid cube? Where instantly both began to fight. Urza. Come on, it will be fun and you already accepted the mission. Issei. Fine, I'll do it. Letting out a sigh as he knew they weren't going to give up. Issei. Fine but with one condition. Urza. Go ahead. Issei. They don't fight too often. Aiming at Gray and Natsu where they were instantly knocked out by Murahan and Urza. Urza. That's very easy. Wendy. Too much I would say. Seeing how both of them were almost dead so he started to heal them. Issei. We will go to what the old man said, no detours. Lucy. I like that idea. Issei. Well if so. Walking forward where he closed his eyes for a few seconds where at the end a flying ship appeared. Natsu. How did you do that? Issei. Magic I guess. It's something I learned a long time ago and I really like it. Where he went up like the rest. Minutes later they headed towards their destination. First dragon god Mercophobia. It didn't take long for the group to reach their destination where they were surprised since this was new, while Issei was reminded of when she went to see his friend Luffy and helped save a mermaid. They took a path where they only saw fish and other species. Both Natsu and Happy wanted to go see, but Issei stopped them and continued on their way since they had something to do. On the way they saw many things where Lucy turned aside and she was surprised to see the girl with chains. The rest of the group arrived and was about to help her, but then a dragon appeared where she broke off the chains and she began to fight against it where at the end she ate it. The girl, seeing the group, went against them where Natsu intervened, causing both of them to bump fists. Natsu. You are a dragon slayer. Ahahaha, obviously I am from the 5th generation. Also my dragon only guild either's. The guild of Diabolos magicians. My name is Kiria. The blade dragon. You guys are also looking for Sujinryu. Natsu. Talbs. Where Kiria instantly launched an attack that he managed to defend himself and was about to attack, but his power went out since he was underwater. Lucy, seeing that, launched an attack, but Kiria returned it by destroying her clothes where Murahan covered Issei's eyes. Instantly Gray and Urza launched the attack, but then another person appeared and stopped Urza's attack. Natsu. A friend of hers. Kiria, I was worried that you wouldn't come back so I came. Kiria. I see, well all this was fun. Natsu. Who are you? Admiral the Armor Dragon, nice to meet you. Someone was about to say something, but then someone appeared saying the C and 2 being Sujinryu. Kiria seeing that was about to attack, but she was teleported with her annoying partner since she wanted to continue with the fight. Sujinryu. So Elysiria sent more people to kill me. Natsu. Talbs. Sujinryu. That old man doesn't give up. Ray. He knows him. Sujinryu. For years I have sent people to kill me, but it is not my time yet. Issei. I can see that. Murahin. What do you mean? Issei. It has a lot of power, you don't know how to control it, don't you? Sujinryu. That's right. I have done many things in the past, but I don't regret it, but now it is different, I want to protect this place. Issei. But when I see you I notice that you have no powers. Sujinryu. That's right. Someone took them from me being the white magician, and for the moment I am not allowed to die, since if it falls into the wrong hands, it could cause a calamity. Follow me today, you will be my guests. Taking them to his palace where minutes later 3 people arrived, being Kiria, Madmerl and another person wearing bone armor. Sujinryu instantly attacked them for entering his palace, but he instantly destroyed the attack by turning it into ash, leaving everyone in shock. Seeing the situation, Issei took a few steps back to see how well his companions were fighting. Natsu instantly enveloped his fist in flames and launched an attack against Madmerl, while the rest fought against the other 2. It didn't take them long to defeat them, where Issei some amazing things like Grey being a demon slayer and Murahin having a demonic version. Issei noticed how Kiria cut hers as strength like the rest of her, where the dragon blade took the opportunity to humiliate her. Issei. They have fun. Upon hearing that voice, the 3 looked towards Issei where he was lying on the ground. Urza. Issei, go away. Issei. You guys are very reckless, you jumped in without any plan. So there is one brave man left. Madmerl getting rid of him is no big deal. Turning around as he dragged Sujinryu and the others along just like Kiria. Madmerl began to walk in the direction of Issei, where both of them, just taking a step, noticed how Madmerl stepped in front of them and how he was crashed into the wall with his armor destroyed. Issei. Who gave them permission to leave? They both quickly turned around only for Issei to send Kiria flying and land a blow on the skeleton dragon that knocked it out of the sea, colliding with his own ship. Issei walked towards him at a slow pace. You're not as weak as I thought. Spitting blood. Issei. Every skill that is thrown at you, you turn it into ash, it's interesting, but what happens when I use my own fists? Come and find out. He went against Issei where he touched Issei's arm where it instantly turned to ashes. Ahahahaha, that makes you brave. Issei hit him in the face with his other arm and started walking towards him. The skeleton dragon stood up all dazed, where he was surprised how Issei's arm regenerated quickly. Issei. I promised the teacher that I would take care of them, and that's what I will do. Hitting the ship that instantly broke into pieces. Where they both fell into the sea, being the palace. The man got up from the ground and saw his companions already conscious. Admiral. What happened to me? Kiria. I only saw one hit. That boy is not a normal person, the 3 of us have to attack together. Watching as Issei was walking towards them. Issei. Tell me, does any one of you know who Leviathan is? Kiria. What nonsense you are saying now? Issei. Honestly, I never had the opportunity to use this ability, but it's time to do it. Snapping his fingers where instantly 3 dragons made of water appeared behind him, surprising the 3. Kiria. We are dragon slayers, that's nothing. He went against Issei where he used his ability to cut his will, and when he did so he formed a big smile. Kiria. Now you are under my feet. Issei instantly gave her a slap that surprised her. Issei. Don't play with people's feelings. Kiria. Damn it, then I will cut off your feelings for the one you love. Using his ability again, but instantly he received another slap. Issei. Don't mess with my feelings or I'll teach you what true terror is. Already upset, Kiria launched herself at Issei wanting to cut off his head, and when she was about to cut off Issei's head, his blade broke into pieces. The other 2 were surprised as they knew how strong his blades were. Issei grabbed her by the neck and returned her to his friends who were being attacked by the water dragons. Minutes later the 3 were tired from the fight. Issei. Well, it's their turn. Pointing to the group where the way to the wall. Natsu. It's time for revenge. We will return and I will take revenge for what happened, I swear. Disappearing in ashes just like his companions. Someone was about to say something, but at that moment they felt a great tremor and like a great dragon came out. Natsu. It's a dragon, it's bigger than Ignal. Issei. He got out of control. Just then a girl with glasses arrived with tears where she told them that she asked the white magician to take away her powers. You are dragon slayers, right? They could kill him so he can rest in peace, please. Releasing many more tears while the group did not know what to do. The group without any other option launched themselves into the attack while Issei only saw the situation. Issei thought. I wish you guys luck. seeing how they used their entire arsenal to stop the water dragon. Warahin. Issei. Issei. Yes, what happens? Warahin. You will help us. Issei. They're seriously going to kill him. Natsu. It's the only option we have. Issei. There's always a second option, you know. Ami, I don't like to kill if I have a second option. Ray. What do you suggest? Issei. Seal his power only so he can live a normal life. Wendy. Is that possible? Issei. He is a kind person who recognized everything he did in the past and wants a second chance, so we have to give it to him. Looking towards the sky where no one understood until they saw how another dragon descended, leaving everyone and Natsu in shock. Juvia. Another dragon. Natsu. He looks like Igneal. Where the dragon saw his partner and began to attack him, where then he saw Natsu. Have you noticed? From the essence of Igneal. I am the Injinryu, the royal son of Igneal. When everyone heard that, Natsu was even more surprised since he didn't know that Igneal had a son. Seconds later Natsu lunged at him, but Igneal easily stopped his fist. Later Igneal left the place covered in flames where Natsu ate them and quickly felt his power increase, hitting Sujinryu several times, scaring several of them. Issei, seeing that, let out a sigh and went to him, hitting him on the back of the head, where he fell unconscious, where Lucy took him into her arms. Issei. Well, it's time to do it. He made several seals on his hands where at the end he touched Sujinryu's chest where he returned to his human form again. Some time later everything was returning to normal where Sujinryu was accepted by the town while he was happy about it. Issei. Guys, you should think before acting, you know that. Natsu. There was no time. Issei. I understand, but hey, let's go. Lucy. Our next destination, center of Gultina. Where the group took their path. Second dragon god Alderan. It was night and the group was camping. Natsu. How far are we from our destination? Lucy. Many days, the truth is. Issei. Tomorrow at noon we will be arriving. Warahin. The truth is I didn't expect these things to happen. Issei. Yes. Juvia. Juvia notices that you're not surprised. Issei. Over time you get used to seeing many things. At first, believe me, I looked like a kid in a candy store, but then it changed. Urza. Because you weren't affected by that girl's ability. Issei. I have to protect my family and I can't let myself be defeated so easily. I also promised Makarov that he would protect you. Lucy. I see, although there are times when you act like an old man and there are other times when you act like Natsu. Issei. They tell me that often, honestly. Having a smile on his face causing two people to blush. Issei. Go rest tomorrow, you will have many surprises. Bray. Like. Issei. You'll see. Where no one else asked and everyone went to rest. The next day, just as Issei said, they arrived at their destination where they arrived at a quiet city until many people surrounded Urza where Issei smiled when he saw that. Give me an autograph, Urkus. Urza didn't know what to say in front of so many people. Urza sent, so that's his name. Where instantly everyone turned around and he was surprised to see her only with glasses. Natsu. Urza. Silence and follow me. Nobody said anything and they went with her where she was surprised to see her guild only with another name. My name is Urkus because of what you heard and welcome to the Fairy Nail Talent Guild. Leaving the group in shock except Issei who only laughed when he saw her expressions. Urza. Talent Guild. Wendy. An interesting grimoire. Urkus. That's right, there are singers, models and of course actors. It is an active guild across a wide range of art. It is also a great coincidence that most of you are similar to our talents. Urza. Now that you mention it, we look a little alike. Lucy. They are the same image. Urkus. Since they are here they want to take a look. Several nodded whereupon entering one person was more surprised. Urkus. He is our superstar Naku. Naku. Hey Manager, where did you go? Yes, I'm going. Lucy. Hey, I'm the manager. Urkus. It's Lucia. Where everyone was surprised to see her interaction where Naku was very serious with Lucia. After that they continued to see their doubles where everyone was increasingly surprised except Issei who only enjoyed seeing their expressions. Later the group was ready to take the train, but Issei was still standing. Natsu. Even if I hate trains, you won't come. Issei. Well, we still need one person. Lucy. But we're all here. Issei saw Urza where she got nervous where in the end she put on her glasses being Urkus, all when they saw that they didn't know what to say. Seconds later Urkus explained what happened, letting everyone let out a sigh. Time passed where nothing interesting happened until everyone felt a tremor. Natsu. What is this? Issei. Well, we're moving. Natsu. What do you mean? Issei. I thought she realized it. Pointing to the sky where seconds later a large wooden head emerged. Natsu. They said it was big but not like that. Lucy. So where are we? Issei. In his hand. But I have something to do, see you later. Warahin. Where are you going? Issei. To look for a memory since she had forgotten it, haha. Warahin. I can go with you. Issei. Sure. Where they both took the road, Urza, seeing that, wanted to go but it was too late, so she went with her friends to the top of the mountain to see the situation. When they arrived they planned what to do, but an old man arrived and guided them to a place, and while they were there many people in white robes were there, and when they took off their hoods, they were surprised since they were their friends. The group saw a girl with a smile in front of them. Natsu. What did you do to them? I gave them the gift of dyed white. Lucy. You're the white magician. Urza. White mage. That's right, Fairy Tail has violated my doctrines by possessing absurdly powerful magic. Therefore I had to act and take control of the situation. Natsu. What are you talking about? White magician. Okay, they'll soon understand. Half time they have been dyed white. Absorbing the magic of the three where Wendy and Gray instantly arrived to save them and then left the place to find out the situation. While Issei was on the top of the mountain with Murahin. Issei. Soon this is going to get out of control, these list. Murahin. What do you mean? Bird began to shake and wood began to emerge. Issei. This dragon has his powers sealed in orbs where there is someone who is releasing them. Murahin. Then we have to go. Issei. Are you sure you'll see something you won't like? Murahin. Like. Issei. I think the others already realized, but your guild was attacked and now it was under someone's control. Murahin. That's not possible. Issei. If you go they will attack you so you will have no choice but to fight. Murahin. You have a solution, don't you? You previously said that there is always a second option. Issei. That's right. Taking her in her arms and taking a big jump that surprised Murahin. Issei. Murahin, I wish you luck with your brothers. Leaving her on the ground near Lucy where after that he left the place. He flew as high as he could and sat on Alduran's head. Issei. I wish you guys luck in your battle. Closing his eyes where when he did so he noticed how someone was controlling the white magician. Issei. You will be a difficult rival for them. But I know they will make it because they never give up. Time passed and the group managed to defeat their friends where they were left unconscious. Natsu was in front of the white mage where he destroyed the last orb. Issei. Wow, destruction is coming. Heading down to where he met up with the rest. Just then they heard a loud roar from the dragon, causing them to cover their ears from the noise. They looked up to see many ships that were instantly destroyed by Alduran. After that, several creatures made of wood appeared that touched people's heads and copied them instantly. Natsu. I already know how to defeat him. Issei. It's a great idea you have, but you think it will totally work. Natsu. We'll see. Going on the attack like the rest of the Fairy Tail members. While Natsu let himself be touched where the tree changed its appearance to Zareth, instantly causing her curse to activate and she will begin to wither everything in her path. But in the end Zareth disappeared, leaving Natsu disappointed, causing stronger seeds to instantly appear and larger trees to attack as well. While Natsu fell in front of Alduran. Natsu. So that's your true form. Alduran. In a way, yes. Let's say I'm his brain, but you even arrive since you won't be able to touch me. Where Natsu felt a lot of pain since he was being attacked. While Issei was walking, one of the seeds stopped in front of him and was about to hit him, but when he was close to him, he stopped his blow. Because I can't move. My body doesn't react. Issei. I'm sorry but wood is one of my elements. Touching the chest of the seed where he instantly began to wither to death. Alduran, sensing this, looked for the person but was surprised at how quickly he disappeared. Seconds later someone fell near Natsu which caused the fire dragon slayer to smile. Natsu. You were late. Issei. You were late. Natsu. It's not as easy as you think, but I'll do it. Issei. You should know that we spent days. This mission lasted longer than I thought. Natsu. Huh. Issei. Tell me Alduran, who do you think handles wood better, you or me? Alduran. You are very arrogant for a mere human. Issei. Natsu, rest, it's my turn. Natsu was about to refuse, but Issei pulled him out of the place. Issei. My intention in coming to this place was to investigate to see if Rizavam gave you anything, but I'm glad it didn't come here. Alduran. What nonsense are you talking about? Issei. I want my friends to become stronger, but with every battle they do they end up on the brink of death. And if something happens to them I will never forgive myself. Alduran launched several attacks against Issei where, being close to him, he fell to the ground where Alduran was surprised by that. Seconds later marks began to appear on Issei's face. Issei. Honestly, it's been a while since he used this ability. Making seals with his hands where a wooden dragon formed behind him. Alduran seeing that was surprised since he did not have control of that dragon. Issei sent him to attack making Alduran jump to evade the attack, but as he did so a stake appeared behind him where he fell embedded. Alduran. Who are you? Issei. Nobody important. Walking towards him while Alduran created several monsters that he launched against Issei, but in the end they all disappeared. Issei. Although you are made of wood, you don't respect nature so it abandoned you. Where wooden shackles appeared so that Alduran would not escape. As Issei walked he created a black flame in his hand. Issei. If I had more time I would fight for longer, but right now I don't have it. Putting the black flame on Alduran where little by little it began to burn completely where Issei heard his screams. Meanwhile, everyone noticed how the seeds withered into dust and how the great dragon slowed down and shrank until it disappeared completely. Several did not know what to say because of what happened where they saw Natsu thinking that he went. While Lilith Syria was surprised to learn that they managed to seal 2 dragons already. Urza. It was you, wasn't it, Issei? He just scratched the back of his head but then noticed several cuts and bruises. Issei took his arms causing her to blush, but Issei was healing her and when he was about to finish someone put his hand on his shoulder. Jelal. Stay away from her. She was serious, but Issei didn't pay attention since he still hadn't finished. Jelal, noticing this, got upset and was about to say something, but Issei let her go. Issei. How do you feel? Urza. With great strength. Jelal. Maybe you're deaf. Urza. Hey, shut up, don't talk to him like that. Issei. I was just healing her, don't worry. Jelal. Urza, don't have much confidence in him since these days I was looking for information about him, but no one knows him. Urza. Don't mess around, Jelal, he has helped us on many occasions. Issei. This me left. Wanting to leave, but Urza stopped him. Urza. He is the one who has to go. He said it would be where Jelal got upset, but in the end he left. Issei. Everything is fine. Urza. Don't worry and tell me how you managed to defeat him. Issei. A magician never reveals his secrets hahaha. Making Urza laugh at his attitude. After that they met with a group where they started the celebration for defeating Alduran. While everyone was doing that Issei set off for his new mission. Heard dragon god Selena. But then Issei heard a voice that stopped him. Natsu. Again you leave without saying anything. Issei. Well I have something to do hahaha. Urza. You don't want to celebrate. Issei. Everything in its time and you must be tired, better stay since the other 3 are of high level and you must have realized it Natsu. Natsu. Igneous. Issei. That's right, Lucy. We are a team and we are not going to go alone. Morahan. So you won't go alone. Issei. Okay then we're leaving. Natsu. Now. Issei. Do you want to finish the mission or not? Urza. What do you plan to do next? Issei. I'll go back to my home I guess I have a lot of things to do and believe me there are a lot. Thinking how to propose to each girl where she started walking where the group followed him. Some time later they were arriving at their new destination where a girl appeared and called Lucy, causing the entire group to be shocked. But then someone just like Lucy appeared. Natsu. We are in Idolas. Ido Lucy. Long time no see you guys. Lucy. You have a daughter. Ido Lucy. She's pretty, isn't she? Come on, the others will be happy to see you. Taking the road where it didn't take them so long to arrive where they were surprised to know that she married Natsu and Gray married Juvia, causing the woman to be happy. While Wendy was surprised to see the adult version of her since she noticed the change. After that they went to see Ray being Issei Jelal who was happy to see his friends. Some time after a talk and explaining the situation, the group went in search of the white magician since she had escaped from her. Upon finding her, she explained to them why she did everything and she was about to continue until a person arrived. White magician. Selena. Everyone became serious upon hearing that name. Selena. Elementier has grown for me. I think I'm going to make it my home. I'm going to kill your people a little at a time, one for each day. That would solve your magic, don't you believe it? Hahaha. White magician. But, Selena. I just wanted a little fun. White mage. You knew I would revive Alduran. Selena. Of course, if I wanted a little destruction, but it's a shame I'll have to do it on my own. Natsu. You. Selena. I have no choice, I need a distorted and horrible world. Valentier is perfect hahaha. White mage. Please stop. Selena. I love to imagine how people are going to squirm in my presence hahaha. White magician. Please don't destroy our world. Where Selena launched an attack on her but Issei stopped it with her hand. Natsu, seeing what she was going to do, got upset and went after her. Selena. The son of Ignal who defeated Alduran and younger brother of Ignia. You're special with you, I'm going to have fun. Bumping fists with Natsu where a screen of smoke was formed where when it cleared everyone was surprised since it was a big dragon and how it became night in an instant. In addition, the moon grew and teleported everyone to a new place, separating them. Leaving Issei alone where he alone began to walk. Issei walked without any problem, but then a girl appeared in front of him. I am one of the maidens and the goddess of the moon and you will die here today. Issei. Sorry I didn't listen well, who's maid? Don't act stupid and I'm talking about Selena-sama. Issei. I'm sorry but I don't accept that stupidity. What did you just say? Issei. I only recognize one moon goddess and her name is Tsukiyomi. The already upset woman went against Issei ready to kill him, but when she was in front of him, she fell to the ground without strength. Issei. You know it's been long days since I've been fighting and I don't feel like fighting anymore. Touching the girl's head where she slowly began to disappear. What did you do to me, damn? Issei. Your power depends on the moon, so I just took it away from you. The woman just looked at him with a lot of hatred until she disappeared completely. At the end he took a seat on the floor and closed his eyes to look for his companions, where, unfortunately for him, they had been defeated and taken to the palace. During the banquet both Natsu and Gray were hanging ready for her condemnation, but in the end they were teleported to another place as Selena wanted to see her desperation. Well, she watched everything with joy as she noticed the desperation of some, but she quickly became bored. Issei. What a way to entertain yourself. At that moment all the women in the place were on guard since they didn't even know how she got in. Selena. How did you get here? She said it seriously since she didn't even feel her arrival. Issei. A friend of the people you use as toys. Selena. So you were the one who defeated my maid, you are not a normal person. Moving her hand so that all the women present would jump against him, but just by jumping against Issei he pulled out his sword and with monster speed cut off everyone's heads, leaving the woman surprised since she did not see when she did it. Selena. Who are you? Issei. Igarashi Issei, the person who will end your fun. Selena. Do you forget who I am? Issei. Someone who proclaims herself the goddess of the moon. But to me you are just an imitation. When Selena heard that, she got upset and raised her hand so that the moon would shine very brightly, but unfortunately for her, nothing happened. Noticing that, she looked back and only saw how the moon was getting further and further away. Selena. How is this possible? Issei. Not long ago you mentioned wanting to see everyone's desperation, right? Well, it's time to see your own desperation. Walking towards her where Selena entered her dragon phase of her. Selena. Don't believe the big deal, you damn human. Attacking with all her power that Issei deflected with her sword. Issei. I have met many dragons during my travels and those of this world believe they are invincible, but in my opinion they are the most idiotic of all. Throwing her sword that stuck in the dragon's wing causing her to scream in pain. Issei. I know two gods and not even they are as arrogant as you. Jumping up and hitting her in the face causing her to leave the castle. Selena. How dare you fucking touch me. Using all of his power she unleashed against Issei where he just summoned a staff that absorbed the entire attack. Issei. I received the blessing of the true goddess of the moon. Raising the staff where it shone very brightly causing the moon to get closer and closer. Selena. How is it possible? Who the hell are you? Issei did not respond and launched the attack against her, destroying her body completely, causing the others to return to her human forms since they had become yakeis. Two dragons, sensing that Selena had died, were surprised as they knew how strong Selena was and they did not believe that that group had killed her. Issei only headed to the place where her classmates were where it didn't take her long to arrive. They quickly went to him giving him a hug. Happy? I was a tiger not long ago, but I'm back to normal. Natsu? You defeated her, no. Issei. Something like that. Gray. With you being the guide we just had to fight, honestly I hadn't fought for so long. Issei. Guys, you should go back, something ugly is about to happen. Varahan. What do you mean? Issei. Both dragons are together right now. Natsu. How do you know? Issei. I can feel it and they are the strongest. Natsu. I'm ready for action. Issei. With such injuries they won't get very far except for your Natsu. Ignia will not have mercy on you since she does not even consider you a brother. Natsu. I see. But I won't give up. Issei. You are stupid, you knew that. Natsu. That's fairy tale, isn't it guys? The others just nodded with a smile where Issei let out a sigh and from a pocket dimension he took out some seeds that he gave to each of them. Issei. These are the hermit seeds that will help them regain their strength. Without hesitation the group instantly ate them where they were surprised as they felt like new. Issei. Well, let's go to the last battle. Taking the road to your destination. 4th and 5th Dragon God Ignia and Friday. The group walked as Issei was thinking about what to do. Urza. It's strange that we're going at a slow pace, something's wrong. Issei. Thinking about what to do. Varahan. You have an idea what we will do since as we saw at the beginning the fire dragon can create flames that not even water can extinguish. Natsu. Besides, they're delicious. Issei. Well, during these battles I realized how they fight and their abilities and I won't deny that you have great abilities. Lucy. Speaking of which you haven't shown your skills. Issei. It's nothing to write home about. Gray. You're kidding, right? Maybe you think we're idiots. We all saw how you defeated Acnologia with that giant and that sword. Issei. Ah, I think that's normal. But leaving that aside I will help you Natsu a little more. Natsu? Like. Issei. Well, let's say that I control 5 types of fire and one of them will help you reach your maximum level. Natsu? Seriously great, and what would it be? Issei. From 1 to 5, let's say 1 or 2. Natsu? Why so little? Issei. The others are very lethal and your body is not ready for that. Natsu. Well then show me. Issei nodded and then raised his hand to the sky and instantly a small sun formed where many felt very hot. Issei. Tell me what it tastes like. Giving it to Natsu where he instantly felt how his power suddenly rose and how he lost control due to so much power. At that moment Issei hit him in the abdomen causing him to faint. Minutes later he woke up suddenly and looked in Issei's direction. Natsu. What happened to me? Issei. Let's say you didn't make it. Natsu. What kind of fire was that? Issei. 1,000th of the sun. Natsu. You're kidding right? Issei. No. Natsu. So what are your other fire types like? Issei. One is capable of burning even the soul of my enemy and another can last for days without being able to go out. Lucy. Where did you learn that? Issei. It was a long time of practice. But hey, it's time to practice guys. Having a big smile that no one likes. Days later the group continued on their way with some fear for everything that happened since they were very heavy days. Urza. How do you know so much? Issei. When you travel a lot you have to adapt to your new environment. Varahin. During that time I realized something and what I'm going through these days confirms my words. Wendy. What? Varahin. Issei, you are not from this dimension, right? Hearing that, Issei stopped his pace like the rest. Where he instantly turned around with a smile. Issei. That's right, I came to this dimension to stop someone. Urza. It's that person you mentioned when I met you. Issei. That's right. And I took this mission because I thought that old man came to look for these dragons, but it didn't turn out that way. Lucy. That explains why you know so much. Natsu. Then tell us what your world is like. Issei. Like everyone else there are always wars. Varahin. How many worlds have you been to? Issei. The truth is, I lost count. Natsu. In your world there are dragons. Issei. Many actually and I know several. Natsu. And they are strong. Issei. Sure. Urza. You must be a very renowned magician, right? Issei. The truth is I'm not a magician, I'm a fighter, I like to use my fists. Urza. But you know how to use magic and also the sword among other weapons. Issei. I have to learn. Ray. You must have trained from a young age to achieve everything you know. Issei. That's right. But when we finish this mission I will leave. I haven't seen my family for a long time. Natsu. Your parents must be worried about you. Issei. None of that, I don't have parents. Natsu. Issei. Don't apologize and now that I think about it, I have no idea where they are. I talk about my partners and my daughters. When everyone heard that, their eyes widened in surprise since two people no longer expected it. Lucy. Wait, you said couples. Issei. Yes. Lucy. I know I'll regret saying this, but you're so sick. Issei only took a photo and gave it to them where he was with the girls and the girls were the group, upon seeing it, didn't know what to say, since there were many of them. Urza. It's a joke, right? How is that possible? No one can have so many partners. Issei. Where I come from it's normal and it's more normal for a dragon. Natsu. Wait, you're a dragon. Issei. Apart. Natsu. What do you mean by that? Issei. I am also an angel, fallen angel, demon, yokai, human among other things. On this occasion, if no one asked to avoid falling to the ground from surprise since they did not expect that. Varahin. That's a lot of information to process. Issei. I'm a monster, aren't I? Taking a seat on the floor giving them a sad look. Urza. It's not just that we didn't expect that. Issei. Seriously? Lucy. Well in fairy tale it is common to see strange things, but this surpasses everything else. Varahin. Can I see you in your demon version please? Issei just nodded and took out his 6 pairs of wings and a pair of horns, leaving everyone in shock. Varahin. Wow, you really look cute. Issei. Huh. Varahin. Well, it's not normal to see demons here and the ones I met were strange. Issei. I see. Returning to normal. Natsu. Let me see you in your dragon form. Issei. I refuse. Natsu. Because. Issei. I feel weird being in that form so I prefer not to use it. Urza. Can you tell us about your partners? Issei. The only thing I can say is that they are unique people, although at the beginning most of them wanted to kill me. Wendy. What? Issei. Many things happened but in the end they changed and believed me a lot. Remembering how angry Lucina was when she met her and how loving she is now. Isay. Yes, a big change. But well, we rest here now and tomorrow we leave since it will be a tough battle. Besides, they have not come since they are waiting for us. Natsu. Good. Issei created some camping tents and a bonfire where the hours passed and night came where everyone went to sleep except Issei who stood guard by staying near the bonfire, but then someone took a seat near him. Issei. You should sleep tomorrow, it will be a hard day. Urza. I'm not sleepy. I also want to talk to you. Issei. I'm all ears, tell me. Urza. Thank you for everything you have done, since thanks to you we have come this far. Issei. You guys are strong too. Urza. The truth is I'm still thinking about that photo I saw. Issei. Hahaha, although that's why I've had many enemies. But I don't care, half time they are happy I will be too. Urza. You are a great man, Issei, I mean it. Issei. From what I saw, Gel cares about you. Urza. He is always like that, there are moments when he behaves well and then out of nowhere he leaves without saying a word. Issei. I see. Urza. He was about to continue, but at that moment another person took a seat on the other side of Issei. Urza. Marahan, what are you doing here? Marahan. The same as you maybe. Urza. I don't know what you're talking about. Being nervous causing Marahan to smile. Marahan. Issei would have a date with me when this is all over. Issei. Huh. Urza. Hey, don't get ahead of yourself. Marahan. You are very slow, and knowing that you may have more partners, I don't plan to miss this opportunity. Urza. I want a date with him too. While Issei was shocked by the two statements since he had not thought about it, since he does not like to use the ability given by Gabriel. Urza. Well, Issei, when will we have our seaside date? Issei. I honestly didn't expect this. Marahan. Well, this is your fault. Issei. Because. Marahan. Well, you are very cute, kind, charismatic, fun, and more. It would be impossible for someone not to fall in love with you. Urza. She's right. She said it all red like her hair. Issei. When all this is over, would you do me the favor of showing me her city? Urza. Marahan. With pleasure. Marahan. With you I know I can start a family. Urza. It will be fun to be by your side. Issei. Being with me, problems will always be there. Urza. I can adapt, and I've lived with two idiots since I was little, so it's normal. Marahan. I say the same. Well, now that I let out what I wanted, I can sleep peacefully. Urza. Me too. Where they both gave him a kiss on the cheek and went to rest. Issei thought. I hope the girls react like when they met Nezuko. Spreading a smile where she stood there waiting for dawn. In the morning the group continued on their way while two girls had a big smile that their friends noticed, but there was no time to ask. Issei. Guys, I wish you luck. Natsu. Let's win so we can return home. Clashing his two fists engulfed in fire. Issei. You guys go get those two dragons while I take care of your soldiers. The group nodded and made their way to where Issei stood there. Both Urza and Marahan turned around and gave him a smile which he returned. After that he walked in another direction where it didn't take him long to run into many people. Issei. It's going to be a long day. Starting to run where he killed everyone he crossed. Hours passed and Issei left a trail of corpses behind him where he took the path to his companions. It didn't take long to arrive since he saw the great destruction they had done. Issei noticed how his companions were all hurt while both dragons were as if nothing had happened, being a red one and a gold one. Natsu. We're not going to give up. Entering his dragon form where his scales came off. Ignia. And you call yourself son of Ignal, what a shame. Releasing a flare causing Natsu to scream in pain. Bray seeing that created a wall of ice that instantly melted. Friday. There is no way you can beat us. They barely survived the others as you plan to beat us. Urza. We're not going to give up and now I have a much bigger reason to come back. Changing his armor that had a spear. Wendy. We must win for our friends who are waiting for us. Ignia. Everyone will die here and when Natsu defeats you I will be the leader of everyone. Since you defeated Acnologia. Issei. You're wrong about that. I didn't defeat Acnologia, it was Issei. Ignia couldn't believe that since she sensed in Natsu's aura that it was him. But she didn't take it into account and continued with the attack. While on Friday she attacked the group where with her tail she hit Marahan who threw her away where she was only waiting for the impact, but she never came or on the contrary she felt quality and when she opened her eyes, she only saw a smile from the person she loved. Marahan. Issei. Issei. Sorry for the delay, there were many. Marahan. They are very strong since they both used the power of fire. Issei. I see. You guys should go, I'll take care of him and Natsu will take care of his brother. Marahan. Okay. Deactivating his demon version where he sat. Issei went to his friends and asked them to go where they didn't want to at first, but in the end they did. Issei. Wow. Friday. Maybe you plan to sacrifice yourself for your friends, how pathetic. Returning to his human form having golden hair. Friday. Better give up and accept your destiny and die in my hands before the sun god. Issei. You have the nerve to declare yourself god of the sun when you don't have even an ounce of style. Friday, upon hearing that, got angry because no one had the courage to say those words to each other. Issei. You are just like that dragon Selena who grows into a goddess. Friday. I will kill you in the worst possible way for saying those words to me. Taking a step where Issei instantly punched him in the face. Issei. Then come. where he heard a great roar from Friday, who returned to his dragon form. Issei. First skill. Dragon God's Roar. Releasing a great roar much more powerful than the one on Friday, causing them to kneel just like Ignia since they were being forced to do so. Seconds later they both stood up very upset, where even Ignia left Natsu aside. Ignia. You killed Aknologia, no. Issei. The idiot joined up with someone who has been ruining my life for a long time. Ignia. Well, you're ready to die. Where both dragons released a puff of smoke, where the group was scared, plus 2 girls, but when the smoke cleared there was Issei as if nothing had happened. Issei. I expected more from you. Upon hearing those words, both of them launched many more attacks. Issei extended his hand, absorbing the power of both of them. Warahan. Issei, if you win, I will give you a reward. Giving him a wink, leaving the others shocked, where Urza got a little angry. Urza. If you win, I'll do the same. But on this occasion everyone lowered their mouths to the ground since they did not expect to hear that from her. Issei, on the other hand, sweat dropped at those words, but gave them a smile that made them both blush. Issei. Well, it's time to finish this. Friday. Hey ha ha ha, you are too stupid to say those words. Issei. I could end both of them with just one word. Ignia. Wow, humans are becoming more and more stupid to believe such a big deal. Issei. In the end I didn't let you fight Natsu, I'm sorry. Natsu. It doesn't matter, but you must fight me in the future. Issei. Sure. At that moment Issei raised his hand, where a red sphere formed. Issei. Hakai. Throwing it at both of them, where his body instantly disintegrated, where the members of Fairy Tail did not know what to say. Meanwhile, elsewhere Elysiria fell to her knees as someone accomplished the mission. Issei turned around, where 2 girls instantly hugged him. Urza. You're amazing. Warahan. Finally all this is over. Issei. Let's go home. Where they got up from the ground and went to Elysiria. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.